Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Doomsday Game. Opening Awakening SSS Level Anti-Armor. Chapter 41. However, Zhao Yuan continued to check. In the First Order competitive mall, only 100 free attribute points could be purchased, which reached the purchase limit. After upgrading to the second level, you can buy more attribute points of the upper limit. Even the materials for upgrading accessories are also in the competitive mall. Zhao Yuan chose to continue to start matching opponents, and a few seconds passed, and a new player appeared opposite Zhao Yuan. This is a female player holding a sword, wearing an ancient dress, most likely following the path of ancient martial arts. A light dress with no armor at all, but increasing agility and evasion. This time Zhao Yuan did not choose to directly start the taunt with the sword drawn, but waited for the 3-second countdown to end, and let the enemy attack first. A newcomer who has only played one game. The female swordsman used her inner strength skills to strengthen the sword in her hand. Unleashing the C-rank Luoxia swordsmanship, the footsteps are nimble, and the tip of the sword pierces the area on Zhao Yuan's body that the armor cannot cover. Zhao Yuan didn't react, and just stayed there. Is this kid stupid or can't walk when he sees a beautiful woman? Although the female swordsman was puzzled, the sword in her hand used 100% of her strength. Let's kill him. If I kill him, I can achieve 5 consecutive victories. This is not easy. The opponents I encounter are getting stronger and stronger. The sword in the female swordsman's hand flew with her wrist, and the sword light flickered, hitting Zhao Yuan's neck, abdomen, and forehead. That's right, Ji Wuliu's moves have charm. Zhao Yuan praised. However, Gu Wuliu is too weak in the early stage, and it is difficult to accumulate internal strength. Puff puff. The female swordsman was shocked to find that Zhao Yuan's blood streaks were still at 100%, but there were 3 more holes in her body, and a sharp sting came. Her blood volume was only 1/3 left, her clothes were stained red with blood, and her pupils were full of confusion. This is the counter-injury attribute. How can there be such a high value of counter-injury? The female swordsman checked her battle information and found that it turned out to be real damage. I've met a master, and level 13 is so strong. This Qingyan town is really a crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Zhao Yuan didn't waste any more time. After trying his anti-armor effect, he directly turned on the taunting with his sword. After a collision, the female swordsman was instantly killed and teleported out of the arena. Arena information. Players win, get 600 copper coins, 982 experience points, 452 skill proficiency points *10 times, and get 2 competitive coins. It seems that after winning, the enemies you encounter will become stronger, and the stronger the enemies you kill, the higher the rewards. This female swordsman is obviously stronger than the first scythe player, so I got 2 competitive coins. Zhao Yuan glanced at the time. It was still early. After playing for an hour, he would meet up with his teammates. Relying on his SSS level anti-armor plus taunt, Zhao Yuan has been in a crazy winning streak in the subsequent competitive battles. Even if it encounters a meat shield player, the effect of counter-injury is not obvious, and it will be easily killed by Zhao Yuan's high physical attack. Zhao Yuan gradually discovered the principle of the arena. The stronger the enemy he killed, the stronger the next matched player. The stronger the enemy you defeat, the more competitive coins you will get, so you don't need to spend a lot of time in the arena at all. As long as the player's strength is strong enough, they can get hundreds or thousands of competitive coins in a later round of competition. And the more games you win in a row, the higher you can get. In these 40 minutes, Zhao Yuan played 35 games and has won 35 consecutive games. In total, a lot of experience points, copper coins, skill proficiency, and 600 competitive coins were obtained. 7k Wen Gua. The enemies that Zhao Yuan encounters now are generally 18th and 19th level players, and their strength is very high, and they are all C level and D level skills. I wonder if it can be matched with people from other countries. Zhao Yuan muttered to himself to start the next competition. A boy with glasses appeared opposite. With messy black hair and glasses, he had a nerdy temperament. Beside him, there is a mechanical product suspended, which should be a mechanical flow. It's only level 14. Zhao Yuan saw that the opponent's winning rate was as high as 86% within the 3-second countdown, and he had played more than 50 games. Have an 86% win rate in the Tier 1 arena before reaching level 15. Zhao Yuan looked forward. And Shu Yushan was even more shocked. A level 13 player has a 100% win rate in 35 games. Although there are only 35 games, it can be interpreted as luck. If you play a few more games, you will be matched with terrifying powerhouses and interrupt the winning streak. But it is more likely that this person is an S-level, SS-level capable person. Shu Yushan was excited. He held up his glasses, and the machine around him floated and fell to the ground. It began to rapidly deform and expand, and in just 3 seconds, a black iron and gray-white technology fort was formed on the ground. Zhao Yuan was also very novel, so he didn't interrupt the deformation process of the turret. This turret hit me. Does the counter damage effect fall on the durability of the turret? Or is it the player? This is obviously a mechanical player. Looking at the shape and outline of this turret, we can be sure that the level of this skill is not low. This fort is about half a person high, and the 3-legged mechanical support is fixed on the ground and cannot be moved. In front of the turret is the machine gun muzzle, the missile ejection port, and an infrared ray has fallen on Zhao Yuan, aiming at his heart. Seeing that Zhao Yuan was just waiting, Shu Yushan didn't react at all. Naturally, he would not be soft-hearted, and the muzzle of the mechanical cannon in front of him began to spin wildly. At a super high rate of fire, a torrent of brass-colored bullets burst out, covering Zhao Yuan. Clang kong kong. The caliber of the bullet is large, about the same as a normal heavy machine gun, and the rate of fire is similar to that of a Gatling. Zhao Yuan was slammed on his body by a rain of bullets in an instant, and his blood volume actually dropped visibly to the naked eye. Can you break through my defense? Although the damage caused is not high, the rate of fire is too fast. Zhao Yuan said to himself. Boom. 2 small missiles ejected from both sides of the fort and collided directly with Zhao Yuan, setting off an orange fire. Zhao Yuan swept away the dense fireball with one hand, with 80% of his HP remaining, and the opponent's fixed turret was severely deformed as if it had been hit by a huge force. But there is still half of the durability. Zhao Yuan checked the battle tips. Attacked, HP reduced by 124 points, triggering SSS anti-armor, causing 1652 real damage, causing 1231 real damage, causing. Shu Yushan said. It turns out to be anti-armor ability, no wonder I stood still and let me attack. There are all kinds of professional equipment in the backpack on Shu Yuxian's side, and he is quickly repairing the turret, which is obviously also a skill effect. It's very reasonable. The counter-injury effect falls on the turret. Zhao Yuan opened the taunting with a knife, and slashed on the turret. Equipped with the Zisha ring, he could only knock out 1/10 of the durability. This guy is very strong. No wonder he has an 86% winning rate. If he hadn't met me, the firepower of this turret could easily wipe out hundreds of people. Not only does it have a heavy machine gun with a high rate of fire, but it can also launch missiles. Although it is a fixed turret, it can be placed on a movable vehicle, such as a carriage, to achieve the effect of a mobile turret. Zhao Yuan cherished his talents, and the person who could kill 20% of his HP must have S skills, or SS level abilities. Zhao Yuan took the initiative and said, I'm recruiting a powerful team. If I'm not mistaken, your turret skills are SS level, right? The minimum requirement for the team members I need is to have S level skills. I am now inviting you. By the way, the anti-armor on me is SSS level, and the same is true for the taunting skill. I am qualified enough to be your teammate. Shu Yushan adjusted his glasses and looked at the countdown in the arena. The time limit for a competition is 3 minutes. When the time is up, the winner will be divided according to the amount of blood. 25 seconds of taunting effect, anti-armor with real damage, and after just a few seconds, your blood volume is almost full. You are indeed qualified to be my teammate, but I have agreed in advance that I need to enter your team for investigation. If I find that our acting styles are too different, I will choose to leave. Shu Yushan initiated a friend application to Zhao Yuan, and the two added friend status. Zhao Yuan, by the way, you are a player from Qingyan Town, right? Of course, all the players who are matched are from Qingyan Town. Only in the big city of the human race can they be matched with the strong players from the entire Xia Kingdom. Zhao Yuan finally asked curiously, do you need to spend copper coins to buy the bullets released by your fort? Guns are the most waste of copper money, and the money to buy ammunition is more than what I earn. No, This is a SS level fixed fort, and what I consume is mana, and the copper coins will only be consumed after the mana is exhausted. Shu Yushan replied. Zhao Yuan hacked him to death with a single knife, and won his 36 consecutive victories, as well as a lot of rewards. Arena information. The player has completed 36 consecutive victories, gained 2,253 experience points, 3,000 copper coins, 1523 skill proficiency points *10 times, and obtained competitive coins 32. Zhao Yuan's current experience value is 45% of level 13, and he can reach level 15 soon, gaining a new skill. Since Shu Yushan is not yet level 20 and can only compete in the arena, Zhao Yuan found him easily. No, why did you cut me in the end? It hurts too. Well, I can choose to surrender myself. Shu Yushan said depressed. Can you still surrender? This is my first time opening an arena. Shu Yushan asked curiously. Didn't you say that we have a small team? How many people are there in total? At least they are all S-level skills. Including you, there are 4 in total. I am only level 13. Where can I gather so many talents? 4 is already more, Zhao Yuan explained. At this time, Zhang Wen and Yun Ning also walked out of the arena and joined Zhao Yuan. All go. There are even beautiful players, and the addition of this team is too worthwhile. Shu Yushan thought excitedly. Who is this person? His body is half digitized, so he doesn't need glasses. Zhang Wen asked. This is the need for my skills, not myopia glasses. Shu Yushan replied. Zhao Yuan took the group to the inn. At this time, it was already dark. The 3 of Zhao Yuan only ate some dry food on the way back, and they were already hungry. Let's go. This guy's name is Shu Yushan. I met him in the arena. He has an SS level skill and has now become our member. 7K Wen Gua. Oh, by the way, he still needs time to investigate. If he thinks that our ideas are not in harmony, he will leave on his own. Shu Yushan complained in his heart, you said that there are beautiful players. This kind of girl between pure and mature is simply a perfect score. I won't leave even if I die. Oh, SS level, you are very lucky, you have encountered such a rare probability. Yun Ning said. Because she was equipped with the purple demon ring, the recovery effect of Yun Ning's 3 auras was increased by about 4 times. Now she can achieve self-sufficiency. Turning on the magic halo to restore the magic value for yourself has exceeded the magic value that needs to be continuously consumed to open the 3 halos. In other words, Yun Ning can always turn on the 3 halo effects, and the magic value can always be kept at 100%. It can be called a perpetual motion machine, and it is obviously a halo effect that is actively turned on, but it has become a passive ability. Shu Yushan quickly discovered the 3 halo buffs on his body, and his eyes lit up. Plus 600 magic return per second. This is a thigh. My artillery skills consume mana. 1 round of bullet torrents will almost deplete my mana. With this magic aura, my output can be increased by more than 4 times. Fort, are guns and guns a player? Yun Ning murmured. Even if they didn't experience the ninja's assassination, Zhao Yuan and the others couldn't trust Shu Yushan too much. After all, he is someone he just met, and he still needs time to observe, but as long as he is a normal person, after seeing how powerful Zhao Yuan is, he wants to be his teammate. Under the Doomsday game, what is more secure than a strongest meat shield? Therefore, Zhang Wen and Yun Ning can understand Shu Yuxian's psychology. As teammates of Zhao Yuan, their future achievements are unimaginable. This Shu Yushan will probably not backstab them. The 4 of Zhao Yuan returned to the inn, bought 4 rooms, and talked while eating their meals. It's already dark night. Unless it's a dungeon, there's nothing to do. Shu Yu said. Forget it today. We escorted the convoy for 7 hours during the day, take a day off, and talk about it tomorrow. Escort the convoy. Are you here to unlock the ring accessories? Shu Yushan asked. Yunning nodded and said, unfortunately, you didn't catch up, or you could get a purple ring. Purple ring. No wonder Zhao Yuan killed me with 1 knife. What I completed was nightmare difficulty, and it was just a green ring. Because my skills are limited to a certain extent, I am worried that the team will be damaged during the escort process. Shu Yushan supported hold-up glasses. Zhao Yuan began to plan. Tomorrow I want to use the guild order to establish a guild of my own. After opening the guild, you can play an exclusive secret realm of the guild, which is similar to the dungeon, but the rewards are all guild funds, guild materials, guild experience, guild NPCs. After playing this guild secret realm, the four of us can also reach level 15, get the next skill, and the combat power will be improved again, and then we can try the dungeon of level 20. You can get a lot of advanced equipment and materials in the copy, and you can also brush the skill proficiency. For those of us with S-level ability, the level of skills is the most important. Zhang Wen nodded and said, "You are the future guild leader, you have the final say, but after we establish the guild, it is very likely that we will be targeted by the 5 existing guilds in Qingyan Town." Xu Yushan added, "The 5 major guilds, Huahu, Shangui, Milan, Yuxia, and Linfun, are all level 3, with a minimum number of 30,000, and the guild leaders are all level 30. Equipment, it is possible to enter the state city at any time. It doesn't matter, the new guild is established, there will be a 7-day protection period, and it cannot be attacked by other guilds and beast hordes." Yunning said, "I'm really sleepy." Zhang Wen yawned, "See you tomorrow." In the Sakura country, in an unknown guild building, Takuma knelt under the main hall, with 4 rulers sitting above it. One of them sternly said, "This is your killing plan. I sent a genius from my Sakura country to teleport to Sha country, but was killed by the other party." Tujun's face was ashen, and he said, "For adults, this Sha kingdom's performance in the national war in the abyss is getting stronger and stronger, one after another Sha kingdom's geniuses and powerhouses are rising. I don't think it's a problem to fundamentally kill Sha Guo's genius plan. It's because Shanshida was killed that it shows the talent of this, Zhao Yuan. If this Zhao Yuan grows to level 100 or above, won't we be sure to lose if we encounter Sha Guo in the national war?" The 4 people on the stage were obviously moved. The current Sha kingdom is really too powerful, with a large population base and various geniuses emerging in an endless stream. If Sha kingdom continues to develop, it is not difficult to guess that the strongest country in the future will be belongs to Sha Guo. HMPH. Takuma, you don't need to talk nonsense. Now that Yamashita is dead, this is one of the future pillars of our Sakura kingdom. How do you pay for it? The person in power on the far left said. As for killing Sha Guo's geniuses, there are many people who can take over your work. If you can't prove that you are not useless, then. Speaking of which, the person in power on the left threw out his saber, and it landed in front of Takuma, cracking the gorgeous masonry. Cold sweat appeared on Tujun's forehead. "My lords, I don't regret my life, but I have to kill this Zhao Yuan myself to avenge the mountain. Also, I have already contacted the people from the beautiful country, and we will work together to kill the genius of the Sha country. I hope my lord will let me complete my mission." "Hey," a person in power said with a smile, "I'm most afraid of hard-working waste. If you fail again, come and see yourself." Tujun left the guild building, facing the cold wind, repeating the name, Zhao Yuan. The next day, the 4 of them gathered in the lobby of the inn after eating and drinking. Zhao Yuan took out a token made of a special material, black and gold, with many strange patterns engraved on the surface. "Are you sure to use the guild order? After using the guild order, you will get a random guild building with a 7-day protection period. Confirm use." At this time, in the territory outside Qingyan Town, a dilapidated guild building appeared out of thin air among the mountains. In front of Zhao Yuan, a panel about the guild also appeared. He pulled all 3 into the guild, and then began to check. Level 1 Guild unnamed. President, Zhao Yuan. Vice President, none. 7. Guild funds, 0. Guild supplies, 0. Guild arms, none. Guild buildings, guild halls, warehouses, walls. Guild members, 4 people up to 500 people. Zhao Yuan was thinking about the name of the guild. His original intention was to gather a strong team, and the minimum requirement was to be an S-level skilled person. He then entered the word, Gui Bing, in the name of the guild. "Oh, deceitful soldiers," Yun Ning said with a smile, "could it be the deceitful army?" "It's about the same. The name is good enough." Zhao Yuan said, "Let's enter the guild's residence." The 4 of them chose to teleport into the guild's residence, and when their sight was restored, they saw a deserted building in front of them. And it is built on the wilderness. If the 7-day protection period passes, it will continue to be invaded by beast hordes. A lot of waste is waiting to be done, but I thought the guild's resident was built in Qingyan town, but it was built in the wilderness. Zhang Wen said. The land deed in Qingyan town is too expensive, and the level of the guild increases, and the area covered will expand accordingly. How can it be established in Qingyan town? Xu Yushan explained. Zhao Yuan, as the president, had a triggering task in front of him. Guild trial. The newly established guild will encounter the invasion of beast hordes, successfully guard the guild's resident, and will get a lot of guild funds, supplies, and arms. The trial failed, the protection period was reduced to 3 days. There are still 6 levels of difficulty: normal, elite, difficult, nightmare, hell, and abyss. Zhao Yuan shared the task of the guild trial with his teammates. Yun Ning opened his mouth and analyzed. We only have 4 people, unlike other guilds, which have a maximum number of 500 people at the beginning. I suggest that it is better to be cautious. After all, the difficulty is too high, and the 4 of us are likely to be wiped out in the beast tide. Zhang Wen retorted. It is true that there are only 4 of us, but the 3 of us can be worth 1,000 ordinary players, right? Zhao Yuan alone is enough to be worth 10,000 players. And we have just obtained the Zisha ring, and our combat power has soared. We have 100% cleared the hell level. Although this abyss level is risky, it is acceptable. Wait, Xu Yushan felt too excited. Hell level. Abyss level. Do you know what level the Milan organization chose back then? It is also the difficult level. Is your life so exciting? What? Scared? Zhang Wen said. Afraid, Xu Yushan said without any response. Who is not afraid of death? How could it be possible to choose hell level and abyss level? What is the difference between this and death? The 3 of Zhao Yuan put their skill attribute map in the group chat of their teammates. Anyway, this guy will know sooner or later, so it's better to post it to make him feel more at ease and confident. Wow, wow, wow. Xu Yu's eyeballs widened. Zhao Yuan only said that the lowest in the team is S level, but you both have SS level skills, and Zhao Yuan is even more outrageous. 3 SSS levels, and the skill fit is perfect. SSS level anti-armor plus ridicule plus madman. I followed. Isn't it hell level and abyss level? After reading your skill introduction, I feel it doesn't seem that difficult. Only then did Zhao Yuan speak. For the previous escort mission, we chose the abyss level, and the difficulty was acceptable. If it wasn't for the SSS level fire escape ninja who suddenly appeared and carried out an assassination, my blood volume would not have dropped by 50%. And I didn't use the active skills of the lunatic and the active special effects of the fashion. And for this guild trial, there is no foreign enemy who can interfere with us, so I choose the difficulty of the abyss level. Zhao Yuan said firmly and chose the highest difficulty. Zhang Wen patted Xu Yushan on the shoulder. Relax, young man, I awakened the skeleton of an overlord creature during the last abyss level escort mission. Although there are only 50% attributes, you should know what this means, right? Xu Yushan was shocked again. Overlord creature. The existence of taboos in the magma mountains is only overlord level. Even Yun Ning has no fear, so what am I afraid of? The abyss level is the abyss level. I was lacking mana before, but now with Yun Ning's magic recovery aura, my firepower will be 4 times stronger than before without cooling down. Above. Zhang Wen touched his crew cut. Brother, we sincerely recruited you to join the team, and sent you all the skill maps, without any scruples. Are you embarrassed? Yes, I was stunned just now. This is my skill map. Xu Yushan put his 3 skill introductions in the group chat of his teammates. S-level summon float. Summon a mechanical float, which can fire bullets, small missiles, and conduct long-distance reconnaissance. The current summoning limit is 2. S-level mechanical maintenance. Can quickly restore all mechanical products to normal state. SS level fixed turret. The follow-up skill of summon floater. The mechanical floater will be transformed and derived to form a fixed firepower turret, and the consumption of ammunition will deduct mana value and copper coins. My S level summons floats. Every time the level increases by 10, the upper limit of summoning can be increased by 1. Now I can only summon 2 mechanical floaters, and there is really no chance to improve my skill proficiency. It's really not enough, Xu Yushan added. Strong skill, Yun Ning praised. Except for the flaw that the turret is fixed, everything else is terrifying. And the bullets of other players need to spend copper coins to buy, you only need to consume magic points. Shu Yushan summoned 2 mechanical floats, similar to drones, but more streamlined and more sci-fi, equipped with small caliber machine guns and missile launchers. It just floated on both sides of Shu Yushan without any noise. Trial information. The trial of the Abyss Level Guild is about to start. There are 3 beast tides in total. Protect the guild's resident from being destroyed, and kill all the beasts to pass the trial. Zhao Yuan suddenly patted the back of his head. I forgot to buy attribute points with more than 600 competitive coins. 10 competitive coins can buy a little free attribute points. This is 60 attribute points. I met Shu Yushan yesterday, so I forgot about it. Shu Yushan. It shouldn't be a big problem, right? Yun Ning. Zhao Yuan's strength lies in 3 SSS level skills and 60 attribute points. To him, it's just drizzle, dispensable. It's better to save up 1000 competitive coins and directly buy 100 free attribute points, which will reach the purchase limit. Zhang Wen greeted. Shu Yushan, come and place your fixed fort, the beast horde will arrive soon. Zhao Yuan walked out of the guild building alone, silently waiting for the first wave of monsters. Shu Yushan was on the city wall. He said it was a city wall, but it was actually less than 2 meters high, made of irregular stones, but it was half a meter wide. Fixed the fort. Under Shu Yuxian's control, the 2 floating machines were separated by 20 meters before landing on the city wall. The floating machinery began to deform and expand, forming 2 sci-fi forts with a height of half a person. The bases were tripod brackets fixed on the city wall. The fire port of the turret can be rotated 180 degrees, and Yun Ning's blood volume aura and blood recovery aura can also be applied to the turret. The fixed turret is a friendly unit. Its durability has been improved, and even if it is destroyed, it can be quickly restored to normal under the effect of the blood recovery aura. Click. Shu Yuxian's magic value was reduced by half in an instant, and turned into a magazine for the turret. A magazine contained 1000 rounds of large caliber bullets and 40 rounds of small missiles. And it only takes a few seconds to change the magazine of the turret, and it can be formed by consuming Shu Yuxian's mana. Guild trial information. The first wave of beasts is coming, please prepare for the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers. Zhao Yuan stood in front of the guild's garrison, while Shu Yuxian's firepower turret had a very long range, exceeding the effective range of 600 meters. Yun Ning naturally hid in the guild hall. Anyway, the range of her halo is more than 3000 meters, which is enough to cover the entire battlefield. Zhang Wen used the SS level bone behemoth skill, using the bones of the earth vein buffalo as the main unit, and pieced together 1500 plus bones to form a huge bone buffalo. Bone buffalo behemoth. Quality: Overlord. Grade: 23. Strength: 700. Constitution: 800. Dexterity: 100. Intelligence: 100. Skills: Dungeon, Wrestling, Earth Crack. The bone buffalo has a huge 30-meter long body, which is made up of countless bone fragments. It is hollow inside. The curved bone buffalo horns are daunting, and 2 dark green flames rise from the eye sockets. It's really an overlord-level summoned beast. Doesn't it feel too safe? Shu Yushan looked up. Zhang Wen was also standing on the city wall, and the distance his summoned objects could move was only a few hundred meters. My summoned bone can only inherit 50% of the attributes of the original creature, but this monster is made up of more than 1,500 high-quality bones, and its attributes are almost 80% of the level 20 Overlord booze. And with Zhao Yuan here, there will be more bones beyond the Overlord level in the future. I can become stronger and stronger. Zhao Yuan also said in the team chat, it is true that Zhang Wen, who has obtained the purple ring and the Overlord level skeleton, has sword and combat power, which is already terrifying. Your arena should also be full of winning streaks, right? Zhang Wen laughed and said, 40 consecutive victories. I'm not like you, I forgot to buy attribute points, but how much money I have, I spend as much as I want to strengthen my combat power. With the aura of returning to magic, not only can Shu Yuxian's firepower be crazily improved, but also my bone monster can uninterruptedly release skills, which is even more terrifying. Boom boom boom. A group of giant elephants in the distance rushed towards the guild's resident. The number reached tens of thousands. This number is not many, but the quality of these giant elephants is all elite level, and none of them are ordinary level. This is outrageous. Wild elephant. Quality. Elite. Level. 15. Strength. 300. Constitution. 350. Dexterity. 200. Intelligence. 50. Skills. Group charge, trample, thick skin. 7. Introduction. Elephants living in groups in the wilderness have few natural enemies. Their sharp fangs and tall body make them invincible. Tens of thousands of level 15 elite monsters. This is the first wave, it's fun. Zhao Yuan rushed directly into the herd. These giant elephants were 3 meters tall. Draw a knife and mock. Zhao Yuan drew his sword, charged into the elephant herd, killed many monsters in seconds, and taunted all the monsters within 1100 meters. And Zhang Wen directly controlled the bone buffalo to use the ability to escape from the ground, and drilled out of the ground from the core of the elephant herd. Then use the ground cracking skill to pull all the elephants into a stunned state and cause a lot of damage. The elephant herd at the front also entered the range of the fixed turrets, and the 2 sci-fi style turrets began to automatically aim at the enemy. It is obviously a single-barreled machine gun with a rate of fire similar to that of Gatling, and 2 small missiles are continuously ejected from the missile launchers on both sides, bombarding the giant elephant herd, causing a lot of damage. Ah da 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 da. Da 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 da. Shu Yushan held a black iron-colored rifle, and began to shoot wildly at the elephants. This is so cool. The mana value is completely sufficient, and the 2 fixed turrets can release unlimited firepower. And the muzzle of the machine gun of the fixed turret will not overheat. As long as the mana value is enough, it can shoot unlimited bullets. Woohoo. Cool. Zhang Wen looked at Shu Yushan, who was falling into a frenzy beside him, and while dubbing the guns, he fired randomly, and the corner of his mouth twitched. You boy, don't shoot at Zhao Yuan indiscriminately, otherwise you will be killed by SSS level anti-armor in an instant with such a high rate of fire. Shu Yushan smiled and said, isn't there damage immunity from friendly units? You are too unprofessional. Zhang Wen. Only then did Zhao Yuan realize that after a period of development, Zhang Wen had already begun to take shape of a strong man. Just relying on this overlord bone buffalo is enough to stop the first wave of elephants. Moreover, the bone buffalo is too huge. Using the ground cracking skill, it can almost attack all tens of thousands of elephant herds. With this scale of range output, plus the addition of the magic recovery halo, the damage caused by the target group has far exceeded Zhao Yuan. Because Zhao Yuan does not have a real range of damage skills. The earth cracks. Wrestling. Escape. The earth cracks. Anyway, the magic value is enough. Zhang Wen controls the bone buffalo to release its skills crazily, and kills the giant elephants. Since this is a guild trial, the final reward can only be obtained after the trial is over. So these monsters will not drop items, only basic experience points and skill proficiency. The experience value and skill proficiency of Zhang Wen and Shu Yushan soared wildly, and Yun Ning, as a supporter, can also share part of the experience value and proficiency. Zhao Yuan is like no one in the crowd of monsters, and the monster that collides with Zhao Yuan will suffer huge damage. Combat reminder. Suffered a trample attack from a wilderness giant elephant, reducing blood volume by 152 points, triggering SSS level anti-armor, causing 6,523 points of real damage. Trigger SSS level anti-armor, causing 4,532 points of real damage. Trigger SSS level anti-armor. Killing the target triggers the talent, hundreds of millions of times proficiency, and the current acquisition multiplier is 11 times. Get 1253 points of skill proficiency * 11 times. Get 1563 experience points. Get 2135 experience points. Zhao Yuan felt that he didn't even need himself, Shu Yushan and Zhang Wen were enough. He returned to the city wall and sat next to the 2 of them, watching Shu Yuxian's unleashed firepower and Zhang Wen's bone buffalo trampling. At this time, the group of giant elephants launched a group skill, group charge. A herd of less than 10,000 beasts charging at the same time is definitely the scariest thing on the battlefield. However, Zhang Wen manipulated the bone buffalo to use the wrestling skill to run rampant among the elephants, and the hard and curved horns pierced through the giant elephants they touched one after another. The earth cracks. The bone buffalo tramples the ground again, causing large-scale group damage and stun effects. A large-scale stun effect directly caused the charge of the elephant group to be interrupted. Shu Yuxian's 2 fixed turrets continuously spewed a torrent of bullets and small missiles that could cause area damage. After a full 3 hours, when the giant elephant group tried to destroy the guild station, Zhao Yuan started to taunt with his sword to protect the guild building from being destroyed. 3 hours later, this first wave of beasts was all killed. The valleys are full of corpses, and blood is constantly flowing to the lower places. Guild trial information. The first wave of beasts is over, and the second wave is about to strike. Please be prepared to deal with it. Warn. A large number of lord creatures are coming, please be careful. In this first wave of beasts, all 3 except Zhao Yuan gained a lot of skill proficiency and experience points, and Zhang Wen and Yun Ning could immediately upgrade to level 13. The acquisition of skill proficiency increased their strength again, and Shu Yushan even summoned a third machine to float and transform into a fixed fort. And Zhang Wen has replaced his bone summons with dead giant elephants on the battlefield. These are all level 15 elite creatures with strong skills. By replacing all non-booze bones with giant elephant bones, Zhang Wen's combat power has been increased again. I'm going. Your skill is called a rogue on the battlefield, Shu Yushan said. By fighting to support war, the number and quality of bones in the hands are getting higher and higher, and they are in a safe position. Zhang Wen spread his hands. Yunning is the real battlefield killer. Her aura range exceeds 3,000 meters. After her skills are upgraded to level 100, it will definitely exceed 10,000 meters. Think about it for yourself. All friendly units within 10,000 meters can obtain such an exaggerated halo effect. This is the real battlefield rogue. Zhang Wen and Shu Yushan were both summoners in a certain sense, and they didn't feel too tired after fighting the first wave of beasts. One is based on bone creatures, and the other is a fixed turret that can aim at the enemy by itself. If you change the general player, now your spirit will be somewhat sluggish. 5 minutes later, the second wave of trial beasts appeared. The scale was only tens of thousands. Most of them were elite monsters. At the same time, hundreds of lord creatures appeared. Voles. Quality. Lord. Grade. 15. 7. Strength. 400. Constitution. 300. Agility. 500. Intelligence. 200. Skills. Claw, bite, burrow. It can be called a little booze level beast. There are hundreds of them, and the rest are elite level wild rats, forming a terrifying rat tide. Although it is not as big as a giant elephant, its intensity is much higher than the first wave. Zhang Wen summoned a brand new bone buffalo formed by 1600 plus bone units. Since all the bones of the giant elephant have been replaced, the attributes of the giant beast have been greatly improved. Shu Yuxian's 3 fixed turrets cost more mana, but fortunately, the effect of the magic halo is powerful, restoring 600 mana per second. If there was one more battery, Shu Yushan would only have to spend copper coins as ammunition for the 4th battery. The second wave of the rat tide was very strong, and only Shu Yushan and Zhang Wen could not hold the guild's residence. Zhao Yuan got up with his knife drawn, stepped on top of the bone buffalo, and rushed towards the tide of rats. Draw a knife and mock. Zhao Yuan taunted most of the voles by himself, and at the same time he landed near a group of lord-level voles. These little booze-level rats obviously possessed a certain amount of intelligence, but they were ridiculed by Zhao Yuan. It didn't matter whether they were intelligent or not, so they could only attack Zhao Yuan desperately. The lord-level field mouse had red pupils and released the claw strike and bite skills. Hundreds of attacks landed on Zhao Yuan in an instant. But when the player takes the initiative to fight back, these voles will use the ground burrowing skills to escape far away, leaving the player helpless and can only be slowly tortured to death by the voles. But Zhao Yuan was different. An illusory armor of thorns emerged from his body, which was the display effect of the SSS level anti-armor skill. After being attacked by the claw strike skill, the blood volume was reduced by 1653 points, triggering SSS level anti-armor, causing 6,532 points of real damage. Trigger SSS level anti-armor, causing 4,563 points of real damage. After the voles attacked Zhao Yuan, they wanted to use the ground burrowing skills to escape, but the anti-injury effect hit them directly. The voles themselves were a race with very low blood volume, so they were almost killed by anti-injury. But these Lord-level rats had no choice but to be taunted, so they could only attack Zhao Yuan mindlessly, watching themselves being wounded to death by their own attack. With Zhao Yuan at the center, a large number of monsters fell down, but his blood volume remained above 80%. Although the blood volume of these rats was low, their attacks were really good, and they were able to break through Zhao Yuan's defense. Plus the quantity adds up. But Zhao Yuan has the aura of madman and blood recovery, so he doesn't care about the blood consumption. Zhao Yuan's SSS level anti-armor is the best when facing agile beasts like Rat Tide. The faster the wild rat's attack speed, the more times it will retaliate. The intensity of this second wave was very high. Xu Yushan and Zhang Wen alone would definitely not be able to defend it. After Zhao Yuan joined the battlefield, it only took 2 hours. 1 hour less than the first wave, all the rat monsters were counterattacked and killed, and his blood volume has never dropped below 70%. High-quality beasts provide a lot of experience points and skill proficiency, and Zhao Yuan got his wish and raised it to level 14. Battle reminder. Kill a Lord-level beast, gain 5,638 experience points, 4,596 experience points. When the player upgrades to level 14, the attributes of strength and physique will increase by 20 points, and the attributes of agility and intelligence will increase by 5 points. Trigger the talent, billion times proficiency, the current acquisition multiple is 13 times. A total of 25,671 points of skill proficiency *13 times were obtained. SSS level anti-armor increased to level 55, SSS level knife drawing taunt increased to level 50, SSS level madman increased to level 40. The clear and brilliant golden light not only swayed on Zhao Yuan, Yunning and Zhang Wen also upgraded to level 13. At the same time, the skill level of the teammates has also been significantly improved, but it is not as exaggerated as Zhao Yuan. With the billion times proficiency talent, Zhao Yuan acquires skill proficiency 13 times faster. And there is no upper limit on the skill level. The average player's skill has reached level 100, and it has already been capped. Now Zhao Yuan's properties panel is: Name, Zhao Yuan. Level, LV14, 11%, 100%. Health, 100%. Mana, 100%. Strength, 150. Constitution, 200. Agility, 85. Intelligence, 85. Talent, Eternal Blessing, unique. All skills will remain at SSS level. Hundreds of millions of proficiency, unique. The skill will cancel the level cap and can be upgraded without limit. Killing the target will continuously accumulate the proficiency acquisition multiple, current proficiency multiple, 13.0 times. Cornerstone ability. Anti-armor LV55 SSS level, passively provide high physical defense and magic defense. When suffering damage, reflect the real damage according to the strength attribute of the attacking party. Madman LV40 SSS level, passively provides 120,000 points of health, restores 1% of the upper limit of health per second, and can quickly heal itself when encountering severed limb injuries. Active effect. Instantly recover all injuries after opening, cool down for 24 hours. Skill. Draw the knife and taunt LV50 SSS level, passively increase the monster's hatred value. After the active release, charge forward for a certain distance, and apply the taunt effect to the enemy at 1800 meters for 30 seconds. Backpack. Oak shield, white iron armor, white bronze boots +4, green bronze bracers, green hammer, white level 1 strengthening stone 12, wilderness set, green guild order *1, white equipment *65, green equipment *6, blue equipment *4, skill talisman SSS level dragon flame singing technique. Copper coins, 114W. Competition coins, 635 pieces. Magic weapon, sapphire lotus platform LV17 white. Costume, bull costume white. Accessory, Zisha ring purple. Zhao Yuan's blood volume easily exceeded 200,000, and he is moving towards the stage of 300,000. After the death of the ninja in the Sakura Kingdom, there are 4 pieces of blue equipment dropped as loot, but the wearing requirement is level 20, and they are all robes, is not suitable for Zhao Yuan. Anti-armor at level 55, sword drawing taunt at level 50, and outlaw at level 40. It is precisely because of the unique talent of billions of times proficiency, that Zhao Yuan's skills can be improved so quickly. And Zhang Wen naturally used the S level, summoning bones, to awaken the bones of the Lord level rat monsters and become his own summons, replacing some elite level bones. I really can't imagine it. Xu Yushan sighed. Yesterday I was still struggling to play the hard level or nightmare level dungeons, and now I'm already fighting the abyss level trials. I'm still short of half of the experience bar, and I can upgrade to level 15, and then I can have the fourth skill. Zhang Wen sat cross-legged on the city wall. This is the second wave, and there are hundreds of lords and tens of thousands of elites. The third most difficult wave, there will definitely be overlord creatures. Zhao Yuan took the words. It just so happens that the overlord level bosses provide more experience points, maybe they can let me directly enter level 15. I don't know what rewards you can get after completing this abyss level guild trial. Yun Ning said in the group chat of his teammates. I checked on the forum. After completing the guild trial, you can get some basic NPCs of the guild, which can manage the daily activities of the guild. The higher the difficulty of the trial, the higher the quality of the NPCs obtained, which is more conducive to the development of the guild. Then comes the guild's arms. Some of the big guilds in Sha Guo raise purple and gold quality arms. And the number has reached 100,000, 200,000, or even 35. Such a terrorist army can be used as a hidden trump card in guild battles and even national wars. I know a little bit about this. Xu Yushan added. My Sha Kingdom's top guild, Heavenly Court. It has 250,000 heavenly soldiers and generals. Heavenly Court is a 13th level guild. Heavenly soldiers are orange quality units, and heavenly generals are generally pink quality. Heavenly Court is only one of the many top guilds in my Sha Kingdom, and there are many other guilds of the same level. Yun Ning said. However, the higher the quality of this type of troops, the more terrifying the resources needed for explosive troops. The 13th level guild has a maximum number of 100 million members. It is precisely because the Tianting Guild has a troop reincarnation pool of unknown quality that it can use resources to continuously reincarnate heavenly soldiers and generals. I don't know what quality troop reincarnation pool we can get after completing this SSS level guild trial. Guild trial information. The third wave of beasts is coming, please be prepared to deal with it. Warning. Overlord level creatures are attacking, extremely dangerous. Yun Ning finally said. It is said that the president of the Heavenly Court Guild is close to level 300, and there are tens of millions of level 200 players in the guild. As one of the pillars of our Sha Kingdom, these years against hostile countries, against alien players, against abyssal creatures, they are the most powerful Sha Kingdom Legion. Level 300. Zhao Yuan carried the knife with one hand and walked towards the third wave of beasts alone. It sounds like a long time. I'm going to be exhausted when I get to level 15. Zhang Wen snapped his fingers. Level 300, isn't it 60 skills? Zhao Yuan looked into the distance and obtained the attributes of Overlord level boosts. Shan Kui. Quality. Overlord. Level. 15. Strength. 900. Constitution. 800. Agility. 800. Intelligence. 400. Skills. Savage Bloodline, Smash. The 15th level Overlord boost, and there are two, plus tens of thousands of elite creatures, madly crushed towards the guild station. Zhao Yuan is still the old style of play, because there are only 3 skills, and there are no new tricks. But simple is the most effective. This Shenkui is similar to the savages and belongs to the type with a high attack value. Zhao Yuan's anti-armor can cause a lot of real damage. Zhao Yuan released the taunt with the drawn knife, rushed into the beast tide, and carried out a 1800-meter ultra-wide taunt, and the duration reached 30 seconds. More than half of the beasts were ridiculed by Zhao Yuan alone, and Zhao Yuan was pinched by the palm of an overlord-level Shan Kui in an instant. Shan Kui wanted to use brute force to tear Zhao Yuan into 2 halves, but Zhao Yuan's defense value and HP were high, and an illusory armor of thorns appeared on his body, making Shan Kui's palm tingle, and he could only let go of Zhao Yuan. Boom. In addition, the Overlord-level Shenkui directly smashed Zhao Yuan on the ground with a heavy punch, and at the same time, he hammered Zhao Yuan frantically without stopping. Embed him into the ground, forming a huge pothole, which is the random attack skill. Boom boom boom. Shan Kui threw dozens of punches, but his body cracked open, there were a lot of scars, and blood flowed out from the wound. Zhao Yuan climbed out of the pothole unharmed, his health decreased by 15%, but Shan Kui lost a quarter of his health. Zhao Yuan activates the active special effect of the white magic weapon and quickly restores the blood volume within 15 seconds. At the same time, the passive effect of the madman and Yuning's blood returning aura are also healing themselves. And Zhang Wen's bone buffalo, after merging a large number of bone units, has reached level 25. Whether it is equipment or beasts, every fifth level is a significant improvement. Under the control of Zhang Wen, the white bone buffalo continuously released ground fisher and wrestling skills to slaughter the beasts. Shu Yuxian's 3 fixed turrets were also continuously strafing, and the torrent of large-caliber bullets penetrated the bodies of fierce beasts. The tail of the small missile sprayed out thick smoke, with a blazing yellow flame, and instantly fell into the group of ferocious beasts, setting off a huge flame storm, and pieces of meat flew everywhere. Although Zhao Yuan stopped 2/3 of the group of beasts by himself, the rest of the beasts rushed towards the guild camp crazily. Therefore, Zhang Wen and Shu Yushan couldn't support Zhao Yuan and could only guard the guild building. This means that Zhao Yuan needs to face 2 level 15 overlord creatures alone, and a large number of elite level and lord level monsters. Although Shan Kui has wisdom, he can't resist the 30-second taunting effect, so he can only attack Zhao Yuan with all his strength. Both Shen Kui used the random strike skill and continuously punched Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan was covered by dense fist shadows. He held a shield in both hands and stood in front of him. He also felt the huge force. Visible pain. Boom, 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 boom. Huge cracks appeared on the ground under Zhao Yuan's feet. His feet sank deep into the ground, and were constantly pounded by the huge force. His feet plowed 2 ditches on the ground. Zhao Yuan's blood volume kept dropping, reaching 50%. He activated the 5-second dominance effect of the barbarian costume, no longer blindly retreating, and resisted the crazy offensive of the 2 mountain chiefs. Combat reminder. Suffering damage from the random strike skill, the blood volume is reduced by 4,563 points. The blood volume is reduced by 6,538 points. The blood volume is reduced by 5,897 points. Trigger SSS level anti-armor, causing 7,896 points of real damage, causing 9,653 points of real damage, causing. Zhao Yuan's blood volume continued to decline, as did the 2 Shen Kui's blood volume. Cracks continued to appear on their bodies, and a large amount of viscous blood was lost. Zhao Yuan looked at his health bar, and when there were 15% left, he used the active effect of the SSS level Madman, a healing skill with a 24-hour cooldown, and instantly restored to full health. The 2 Shen Kui only had 20% of their health left. Driven by the Doomsday game system, even if they got rid of Zhao Yuan's taunt, they couldn't take half a step back. When Zhao Yuan's saber-drawing taunt cooldown recovered, he turned it on again. The 2 mountain chiefs had no choice but to die under Zhao Yuan's counter-injury. Their huge bodies fell to the ground, covered with scars like fist marks. Boom. After killing 2 level 15 overlords, Zhao Yuan's experience bar was instantly full, and a familiar dazzling golden light splashed on him. Battle tips. Players kill the level 15 overlord Shen Kui, get 70,000 experience points, get 80,000 experience points. Trigger the talent, billion times proficiency, the current acquisition multiple is 14 times. The player's personal level is increased to level 15, the strength and physical attributes are increased by 20 points, and the agility and intelligence attributes are increased by 5 points. The player reaches level 15, and gets the S-level skill, Flame Windbreaker. Affected by the talent, Eternal Blessing, all skills remain at SSS level. S-level, Flame Windbreaker, has been promoted to SSS level, Judgment Windbreaker. Acquire skill proficiency. Zhao Yuan completely ignored the attacks from the nearby Lord-level beasts, because he didn't feel any pain at all, so he sat in the center of the battlefield and began to check his 4th SSS level skill. After Zhao Yuan killed 2 Overlord-level Shen Kui, he has been promoted to level 15. What kind of skills will he acquire this time? Zhang Wen was curious. Yun Ning and Shu Yushan are looking forward to it even more. Sanction Windbreaker LV1 SSS level. Passive effect. Centering on the self, a flame-burning effect will be produced within a range of 50 meters around. The higher the blood volume and defensive attributes, the stronger the burning effect. Active effect. After active activation, 1% of the upper limit of your blood volume will be deducted every second, the range of the burning field will be doubled, and the damage will be doubled, and the burning will have a serious injury effect. After reading the skill introduction of the SSS level Sanction Windbreaker, Zhao Yuan realized that it was used in conjunction with the Lunatic. SSS level Lunatic plus Punishment Windbreaker. After the latter is actively activated, the range and damage of the burning field are doubled, and it has a serious injury effect, but the cost is to deduct 1% of the upper limit of blood volume per second. And the passive effect of the Lunatic is exactly to restore 1% of the upper limit of his blood volume per second, which neutralizes each other. That is to say, Zhao Yuan can take the initiative to open the Sanction Windbreaker unlimitedly, and his blood volume will not change. And the burning damage of the Sanction Windbreaker is determined according to its own blood volume and defense attributes. Zhao Yuan's blood volume is about to reach 300,000 now, and the SSS level anti-armor has added a high amount of physical defense and magic defense. The burning damage of the Punishment Windbreaker will be extremely exaggerated. This is a large-scale group attack skill, which is exactly what Zhao Yuan currently lacks. This is level 1, and it has a skill range of 50 meters. After leveling up, all within a kilometer radius will be shrouded in Zhao Yuan's burning domain. This skill is simply against the sky, and after being activated actively, the burning will have a serious injury effect. Under the effect of serious injury, the recovery amount of the target's healing will be reduced by 50%. It's basically useless. After the serious injury effect is added, the blood-sucking effect is directly cut in half. It can be called a blood-sucking flow killer. The serious injury attribute is an extremely rare attribute, only one level weaker than the real damage, and most of them are the serious injury effect of a single target. The Sanction Windbreaker skill directly inflicts serious injuries on a large scale. Players who take the blood-sucking style are basically useless when facing Zhao Yuan. 7. Zhao Yuan was still feeling the power of the SSS level Sanction Windbreaker, and when he silently understood the essence of this skill, the group chat of his teammates exploded. Zhang Wen. Zhao Yuan, hurry up. What skill did you acquire? My curiosity is about to explode. Shu Yushan. Yes, it must be not weaker than the anti-armor skill. Yun Ning. Quickly release the skill map, or the halo will be turned off for you. Zhao Yuan smiled and shared the skill map of the SSS level Sanctions trenchcoat in the group chat, and there was a moment of silence. Obviously teammates were shocked by the introduction of this skill. Sure enough, it is still SSS level. Zhao Yuan already has 4 SSS level skills, and this Sanction Windbreaker still has a wide range of attack ability. Zhang Wen said excitedly. SSS level anti-armor plus taunt plus madman plus burning field. Yun Ning said in the group chat. The key point is that the Sanction Windbreaker still judges the damage according to the blood volume and defensive attributes. Zhao Yuan's blood volume and defense are so high, the range damage under the burning field will be extremely outrageous. Shu Yushan added. The serious injury effect is very valuable. After the serious injury effect is added, the treatment received by the target will be halved. Not only the healing skills of the auxiliary players, but also their own blood sucking, will also be halved. And the serious injury effect is calculated based on the percentage of the target's blood volume. If the target's injury is serious and the blood volume is only 10% left, then the healing effect will be reduced by 90%. That is, the less the enemy's blood volume, the stronger the effect of reducing serious injuries. That is to say, in the state of serious injury, the player's treatment methods will be invalid, and they can only wait for death in silence. Only very advanced treatment skills can save the seriously injured person. The new skill Zhao Yuan got, the SSS level Sanction Windbreaker, transformed into a windbreaker formed by condensed flames, and put it on Zhao Yuan. Similar to Hokage's exclusive cloak, it has short sleeves, a long tail swing, and gorgeous skill special effects. Boom! All the ferocious beasts within 50 meters were stained with a few inconspicuous flames. Although these blazing yellow flames did not seem to have much power, the damage was extremely terrifying. Battle reminder. The skill, Sanction Windbreaker, takes effect passively, causing 1562 points of burning damage to the target every second. Cause 1423 points of burning damage to the target every second, cause 1768 points of burning damage to the target every second. The monsters 50 meters away from Zhao Yuan began to lose their HP crazily. If they attacked Zhao Yuan, they would be stabbed by real damage. And staying near Zhao Yuan will be covered by a terrifying burning field, losing blood crazily every second. Coupled with Zhao Yuan's forced taunt, there is basically no solution. Sanctions Trench Coat. Zhao Yuan activated the active effect of the skill, and the blazing yellow flame windbreaker on his body instantly became pitch black and sticky, turning into a cloak made of pitch black flames. The range of the burning field is doubled, and the damage is doubled, and the burning has a serious injury effect. Battle tip. 1% of the upper limit of HP is deducted per second, and the sanctioned windbreaker takes effect, causing 3,642 points of burning damage per second to monsters 100 meters away. Causes 2,964 points of burning damage to the target, and causes 3,115 points of burning damage to the target. After actively turning on the SSS level sanction windbreaker, the blazing yellow flames turned into black flames, and the blood volume of the surrounding monsters fell madly. After a few seconds, the blood volume of the monsters was emptied and turned into corpses. And Zhao Yuan has the madman skills. The blood recovery effect and the cost of deducting the blood of the sanctioning windbreaker cancel each other out. Zhao Yuan can even permanently activate the active effect of the sanctioning windbreaker. Wearing the black flame trench coat all the time, he began to kill the remaining monsters. After the death of the two most difficult overlord level Shankui, the remaining beasts naturally have no threat. Just use time to grind slowly, and you can pass the Abyss level guild trial perfectly. Zhang Wen said on the city wall. Zhao Yuan's original defect is that he does not have the range output skills. Now with this SSS level sanctions windbreaker, the output in the future will far crush us. I also have to upgrade quickly. The three of us who have been upgraded to level 15 must have a qualitative increase in combat power. Shu Yushan. I should be in front of you. I only have 10% of the experience points left, and I can reach level 15. Yun Ning. It seems that I can't upgrade today. The number of this trial beast wave is not many, and it can be killed soon. 2 hours later, Zhao Yuan was wearing a black flame trench coat, and all the monsters around him were burned to death. This last wave was finally over. After adding up, after almost 8 hours of fighting, a golden light shrouded Shu Yushan. He also officially entered level 15 and was checking the skills he had acquired. As for Zhang Wen and Yun Ning, they were still some distance away from level 15. After the guild was arranged, the four of them could choose the level 20 dungeon in Qingyan Town. Guild trial information. The Abyss level trial is over, the guild building is 100% intact, the number of participants is 4, and the time consumption is 9 hours. The trials of the Bewitching Guild have obtained SSS grades. The Bewitching Guild gets 30W of guild funds, 30W of guild supplies, 30W of guild experience, purple NPC 2, and the reincarnation pool of light golden troops. Arms reincarnation symbol 1000. The Bewitching Guild has been upgraded to the second level. It turned out to be a reincarnation pool of pale gold quality units. Zhao Yuan said. The quality of light gold is higher than purple, and the arms of the 5 major guilds in Qingyan Town are only blue, and they are also the last category of blue arms. At this time, the panel of the Bewitching Guild is Second Level Guild Deceitful Soldier. President, Zhao Yuan. Vice President, none. Guild Experience, 30W. Guild Funds, 30W. Guild Supplies, 30W. Guild Arms, Winged Dragon Cavalry Light Gold. Guild Buildings, Guild Halls, Warehouses, Walls. Guild NPCs, Steward Purple, Barracks Commander Purple. Guild Members, 4 up to 3,000. The guild funds are the copper coins that the guild needs to consume for its development. The guild experience value is increased to 100W, and the guild level can reach the 3rd level. Guild materials can be converted into all the items the guild needs, such as materials for building buildings, such as materials for blasting soldiers. The more of these 3, the better. After the guild was upgraded to the 2nd level, the area expanded a lot, and it no longer felt desolate before, and became bright and majestic. Whether it is the guild hall, city wall, or warehouse, they have all been renovated, and after the level of the guild has been upgraded, the durability of the building has been significantly enhanced. On the open space of the guild, there is a huge pool. Just by consuming the guild materials, you can transform troops from the reincarnation pool without limit. And Zhao Yuan got 1000 unit reincarnation charms, which can directly explode 1000 units. Zhao Yuan chose the reincarnation charm of the expendable unit, and the pterosaurs climbed out of the reincarnation pool one by one. Pterodactyl. Quality. Light gold. Level. LV5. Kill the enemy to upgrade. Strength. 500. Constitution. 500. Agility. 500. Intelligence. 300. Skills. Dragon Blood, Dragon Flame, Projection. Introduction. The pterosaurs, which have some dragon blood, have a very high tacit understanding with the cavalry. They are the most feared aerial cavalry on the battlefield. A 3-meter-long pterosaur climbed out of the reincarnation pool, carrying an armored cavalry on its back. The cavalry wore bows and arrows and carried multiple spears on its back. The Overlord level corresponds to purple, and the light gold quality is beyond the level of the Overlord level. It is only level 5, and it has such a terrifying attribute. These pterosaur cavalry can continuously improve their level by killing beasts, and the cavalry has the wisdom of ordinary people. There were 1000 pterosaur cavalrymen, crawling on the ground. Their bodies were covered with rock-like gray scales, vertical pupils with a savage atmosphere, and flames continued to emerge from their noses. Everyone's faces were full of shock. This is 1000 pale gold air cavalry. You're done, Yunning said. All units need food, otherwise their loyalty will be reduced. How can you reincarnate so many units in one go? Where do you get so much food? Zhao Yuan responded. The food consumption of these pterosaurs is indeed huge, but there is never a shortage of beasts in the wilderness. Isn't the corpse of so many monsters we killed just now a food stock? 7. And these pterosaur cavalry can also go out on their own, hunt fierce beasts, and be self-sufficient. Anyway, this is a randomly placed area, and few players will know the coordinates of this place. Can I bring these troops to play dungeons? Shu Yushan asked expectantly. Wouldn't it be great if you could bring out the guild at will? At this time, a middle-aged man walked out of the guild hall. It was the purple quality butler who had just obtained. Master President, the guild's arms cannot be directly brought out of the guild, nor can it be used for the dungeon. The steward explained. Arms can only be used to protect the guild itself, or to stay away from the guild in guild wars, national wars, and cataclysmic events. Of course, if the president has the precious troop transfer tiger talisman props, he can also send a large number of troops to arrive at any location. As a strong support, he can also send the troops back after the event. So that's the case. Zhao Yuan responded. Steward, you will be responsible for many matters in this guild. Of course, this is my duty. I will take care of the development of the guild. The housekeeper respectfully said. If you have any questions about the guild, you can ask me. Zhao Yuan said. There are a lot of monster corpses outside the guild building. The guild warehouse should be able to hold them all, right? Of course, the steward explained. As long as these monster corpses are moved into the guild warehouse, they can be permanently stored as food for the pterodactyl cavalry. At this time, a battalion commander wearing silver-white armor, holding a spear and a square shield appeared in front of everyone. Master President, I can lead the pterodactyl cavalry as a general of the arms. Barracks Commander. Quality. Purple. Level. 20. Strength. 1000. Constitution. 900. Agility. 800. Intelligence. 500. Skills. Leading troops. Group cheer. Lord President, if this pale gold quality unit is exposed, it will attract a large number of enemies to peep. The barracks commander explained. If a hostile guild initiates a guild war, you can directly snatch your reincarnation pool and destroy everything here, including guild funds, experience, and supplies. Yunning said, no wonder there will be a 7-day protection period for the new guild. The guild not only has to beware of other guilds, but also has to fight against the nearby beasts. Zhao Yuan ordered the 2 NPCs. I will now give the right to develop the guild and the right to build troops to the 2 of you. You can mobilize the funds and materials of the guild by yourself. You must develop enough strength to protect yourself during the 7-day protection period. Yes, Lord President. Then the 4 were teleported back to the Qingyan Town Inn. The members of the guild can teleport into the guild and the town where they are located at any time. Of course, it can only be teleported in a non-combat state. There are 2 purple quality NPCs, our guild must be developing very quickly, and we don't even have to worry about it ourselves. The purple quality NPCs are very intelligent, and even surpass the average person, Yunning said. Zhang Wen, the attributes of the light gold quality arms are too high. At level 5, they have 500 strength, physique, and agility. After the level is raised, it will definitely be a terrifying army. However, there is only a 7-day protection period, and I don't know how far it can develop. Shu Yushan, did you forget that I was upgraded to level 15? Are you shocked by the light gold quality units? Yes, what is your newly acquired skill? Send it out, Zhang Wen asked curiously. SS class mechanical tank. Get a mechanical device that can transform into a mechanical tank in seconds. Tank, can this be used as a tank? Zhang Wen excitedly said. Your car, which is our car, is not equivalent to a large capacity mount. We just want to choose to enter the dungeon, and the long transition section in the dungeon can take your mechanical tank. Shu Yu said with a hint of meaning. It is equivalent to a team's battle mount, equipped with a super large caliber main gun, and there is a special place on the roof where I can place my SS class fixed battery. The durability of mechanical tanks is exaggerated. Our 3 non-melee players can hide in them and get close to the battlefield without danger. Yun Ning. Just right, the 3 of us are the types that have no means of confrontation after being approached. With your mechanical tank, this problem will be completely solved. Yun Ning is a person with halo ability. When approached by the enemy, he can only perform normal attacks, while Zhang Wen is the bone summoning stream, and Shu Yushan is even more crispy. Those who use hot weapons are all crispy types. Zhang Wen suggested. How about we enter the level 20 dungeon now to open up Wasteland? I can't wait to upgrade to level 15. Yunning. I agree too. Shu Yushan. Of course I have no problem, but after entering the dungeon, the average player team needs to play for 7 days and 7 nights before it is possible to reach the end. Of course, most of them failed and were killed by the beasts in the dungeon, and some players even quit halfway, with no gain. The reward of the dungeon must be cleared before you can get the dungeon gift box, and quitting halfway is equivalent to wasting a lot of time. Zhao Yuan, don't worry. Once you enter the dungeon, it will take at least a few days. Our guild has just been established. I would like to see how efficient these 2 purple NPCs are. It's about to enter the Dark Night. I want to play in the arena for a few hours and buy 100 free attribute points. I also have experience in the arena, I'll go first. Zhang Wen ran out of the inn first. Exactly, I also want to test how strong my SS level mechanical tank is, but unfortunately our level is too low to form a team to compete. Shu Yushan also rushed to the arena. Yun Ning bought some snacks in the system store and walked slowly to the arena. It's too boring to play competitive games, I don't have a single damage skill, but what? Zhao Yuan answered. But after these opponents checked the buff on me, they all wanted to apply for friend status with me. Zhao Yuan opened the guild panel. He found that the guild's funds and materials had been consumed a lot. At the same time, the number of arms had increased a lot, and the materials continued to rise. The level of the pterosaur cavalry is also steadily increasing, and the pterosaur cavalry of level 6 and 7 has begun to appear. These light gold quality arms are so strong that a normal person can use these arms to quickly develop a guild, not to mention 2 purple quality NPCs, 1 resourceful and 1 general. Zhao Yuan said to himself. In addition to the 7-day protection period of the guild, no forces or beasts can attack the guild building. As long as this mechanism is used well, the battalion commander can lead the pterosaur cavalry to go out to hunt and kill continuously, improve the level of arms, and obtain guild supplies. Then, use these materials to blast troops to create a virtuous circle. Zhao Yuan had a general understanding of the guild's gameplay from the very beginning. In fact, it was not difficult to understand. The key depended on the quality of the troops. The troops were too weak, and it was useless to plan. Arms are strong enough that an ordinary person can develop. Zhao Yuan glanced at the guild panel again. The number of pterosaur cavalry reached 1500 plus, but the guild supplies decreased by nearly 200,000. This light gold quality unit is burning money. Don't care, let's play the arena first. Because the further back the arena, the stronger the enemies encountered, Zhao Yuan wanted to see if he could match a player with S-level skills, so that he could get a new teammate again. Zhao Yuan entered the arena and chose to start matching. After a few seconds of matching time, Zhao Yuan entered the first order arena. On the opposite side was a player with a long spear. After the 3-second countdown ended, Zhao Yuan directly turned on the SSS level sanction trench coat and wore a robe made of black flames. The enemy held a long spear and used a skill. A faint purple skill halo flashed on the tip of the spear, and more than 10 shots were stabbed in an instant. But he could live a few more seconds without attacking Zhao Yuan, and after touching Zhao Yuan, an exaggerated real wound hit him. The spear player was instantly killed, and he stood in the settlement space with a dumbfounded face to check the battle prompt. Encountered the skill effect, suffered 3,658 points of burning damage per second, and has fallen into a state of serious injury. Suffering from the real counter-injury effect, the blood volume is reduced by 2,531 points. The blood volume returns to 0, and the competition fails. This is too strong, isn't it? I'm a second and third-rate player anyway, and I was instantly killed in a single encounter. The spear player was shocked. This is a counter-injury. A counter-injury with real damage. The black flame windbreaker on his body should be the display effect of the skill, and the level is definitely not low. Zhao Yuan has his own 37-game winning streak, and he continues to choose to match. After Xu Yushan entered the competitive arena, he placed the next mechanical device within the 3-second countdown. Under the shocked expression of the opponent, the mechanical load began to deform and expand rapidly, and in the 5th second, a tank full of sci-fi style was formed. Gorgeous steel coating, deep black main gun muzzle, this tank is about the size of reality, but this is a Doomsday game. Xu Yuxian's opponent's eyes almost popped out. Xu Yushan glanced at the consumption of mana, and the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. My dear, my mana is almost exhausted just by summoning a mechanical tank. The quality of the equipment on my body is too low, and the magic value and magic return attributes provided are not enough. Xu Yushan entered the mechanical tank and loaded a main gun ammunition with the little remaining mana. The enemy was dumbfounded. This is a first-order arena. How can a first-order player have a tank? The narrow and deep main gun barrel began to turn its direction and aimed at the enemy. Boom! A scorching heat swept across, and in the huge firelight, the enemy's blood volume disappeared instantly. As Zhao Yuan's winning streak continued to increase, the enemies he encountered were already level 19 players, with strong strength and high combat literacy. But under Zhao Yuan's SSS level sanctioning windbreaker, no player could resist for 15 seconds. The level of this skill was still very low, and it was already so terrifying. Arena information. Victory in the battle, the current 76-game winning streak. Get 36,524 experience points, 1456 skill proficiency points, *14 times, and 100 competitive coins. The current competitive currency is 850. Zhao Yuan opened the competition mall. The price of the most common wings was 5,000 competition coins. Naturally, he chose the free attribute points with high-cost performance to buy them. For 5 competitive coins, you can buy 1 free attribute point, with a cap of 100 points. Zhao Yuan spent 500 competitive coins to directly purchase this product to the upper limit. Competitive Mall. Spend 500 competitive coins to buy 100 free attribute points. Zhao Yuan put all the 100 free attribute points on the physique, and the current attribute panel is Name, Zhao Yuan. Level, LV 15, 10%, 100%. Health, 100%. Mana, 100%. Strength, 170. Constitution, 320. Agility, 90. Intelligence, 90. Talent, Eternal Blessing, unique. All skills will remain at SSS level. Hundreds of millions of times of proficiency, unique. The skill will cancel the level cap, and can be upgraded without restrictions. Killing the target will continuously accumulate the multiplier of proficiency, current proficiency multiplier, 14.0 times. Cornerstone ability. Anti-armor LV 55, SSS level, passively provide high physical defense and magic defense. When suffering damage, reflect the real damage according to the strength attribute of the attacking party. Madman LV40 SSS level passively provides 120,000 points of health, restores 1% of the upper limit of health per second, and can quickly heal itself when encountering severed limb injuries. Active effect. Instantly recover all injuries after opening, cooldown for 24 hours. Skill. Draw the knife and taunt LV50 SSS level passively increase the monster's hatred value. After the active release, charge forward for a certain distance, and apply the taunt effect to the enemy at 1800 meters for 30 seconds. Sanctions Windbreaker LV3 SSS level passive effect. With itself as the center, a fire-burning effect is generated within a range of 90 meters. The higher the HP and defense attributes, the stronger the burning effect. Active effect. After active activation, 1% of the upper limit of your blood volume will be deducted every second, the range of the burning field will be doubled, and the damage will be doubled, and the burning will have a serious injury effect. Backpack. Oak shield, white iron armor, white bronze boots +4, green bronze bracers, green hammer, white level 1 strengthening stone 12, wilderness set, green guild order *1, white equipment *65, green equipment *6, blue equipment *4, skill talisman SSS level dragon flame singing technique. Copper coins. 114W. Competitive coins. 350. Magic weapon. Sapphire Lotus platform LV17 white. Costume. Bull costume white. Accessory. Zisha ring purple. Chapter 51. Zhao Yuan's physique attribute has reached 320 points, and with a level 3 sanction trenchcoat, the passive effect range has reached 90 meters. The 100-point physique bonus has greatly improved Zhao Yuan's combat power. Zhao Yuan has not encountered S-level skill players in the arena, and even after 76 consecutive victories, the enemies he encountered cannot threaten him, and his blood volume has never been higher. Below 90%. Zhao Yuan also saw unit reincarnation charms, guild supplies, wings, gems, goods in the competitive mall. It was already midnight, and the four returned to the inn, spent copper coins, bought a table of sumptuous meals, and paid for the 4 inn rooms at the same time. The 4 members of the team have all bought the 100 free attribute points of the First Order competitive mall, and their respective strengths have been greatly improved. Shu Yushan complained, "My mechanical tank skills are really consuming mana. Just summoning makes me almost empty, but the power and ammunition of mechanical tanks all need mana. Of course, you can also consume copper coins. If you form a team, with Yun Ning's magic halo, the lack of blue can be greatly improved." Zhang Wen also said, "Although there are experience points in arena victory, but the amount is too small, I'm still a little short, and I can reach level 15. Tomorrow, let's go to the level 20 dungeon to open up Wasteland. Not only can we get a lot of experience points, but we can also update our equipment after customs clearance. Our 4 top players don't even have a piece of blue equipment on them." Yun Ning's eating behavior was very gentle. "I heard some news on the way back. There are 5 major guilds in Qingyan Town, and the strength is not much different. They are all 3rd-level guilds. Among them, Yuxia and Huahu Guild are enemies who meet each other and are particularly jealous. In the early days, in order to grab booze, resources, and talents, many players died. As for the other 3 guilds, they seem to be very harmonious on the surface, and no one will take the initiative to provoke a guild war. Because of provoking a guild war, no matter who wins or loses, it will benefit several other guilds. And above the wilderness of Qingyan Town, there is a terrifying existence hidden in the Magma Mountain Range, which may attack Qingyan Town at any time. So the 5 major guilds developed peacefully for a long time." Zhao Yuan nodded and said, "We have to be careful that after the 7-day protection period, we will encounter a guild war initiated by the 5 major guilds. There are too many factors that need to be considered in the battle between 3rd-level guilds, but fighting a 2nd-level guild of ours is definitely eager to try, and there is no risk at all. These guilds will definitely think so." Zhao Yuan finally said, "Tomorrow, according to the original plan, we will open up the 20-level dungeon, and update our equipment first. However, in this level 20 dungeon, the lowest level of equipment dropped is level 20, and we don't have enough level to wear it." In the end, the 4 returned to their own rooms, and Zhao Yuan chose to teleport to the guild residence. It was already midnight, and even the pale gold quality pterosaur cavalry would not go out of town to hunt easily. The attributes of wild beasts doubled, and the gains outweighed the losses. And the pterosaurs and the cavalry on their backs also need sleep and rest. Master President, the barracks commander in silver armor respectfully said. During this time, I spent 20 W guild supplies and reborn 500 units of pterosaur cavalry. Before the night came, I led the pterodactyl cavalry into the wild to hunt down beasts, and obtained a large number of beast corpses as food for the cavalry. At the same time, during the battle, most of the pterosaur cavalry were upgraded to level 6, and a few reached level 7. I found a goblin tribe 3 kilometers away from the guild station. I will lead all the pterosaur cavalry tomorrow morning to attack this goblin tribe and get a lot of guild supplies. Zhao Yuan, it seems that the attributes of the light gold quality troops are very high, but the cost is also extremely expensive. Only with 200,000 guild supplies, 500 pterosaurs were reborn. The battalion commander. Yes, this pterosaur cavalry is a rare air cavalry, and can quickly fly dozens of kilometers. Thinking of this, the weapon reincarnation charm in the competitive mall is very cost-effective, and I have to play the arena tomorrow. The weapon reincarnation charm can directly breed a unit of arms, that is to say, the higher the quality of the arms, the greater the value of the weapon reincarnation charm. 7k Wen Gua. However, in the first order competitive mall, the upper limit of the purchase of the reincarnation of arms is 1000. After explaining the second order mall, you can buy more. And this product only appeared after Zhao Yuan became the guild president. Only the guild president can buy the unit reincarnation charm. There is no such item option in the competitive mall of ordinary players. Then Zhao Yuan went to the guild hall to talk to the butler. Master President, I have already designed a rough barracks map, and today I can only aggrave these pterosaurs to rest on the spot. Because the guild hall does not have so much area, fortunately, the cavalry and the pterosaur are one body, and the wings of the pterosaur can be used as a safe haven for the cavalry. Tomorrow I will use the guild supplies to let the cavalry build their own huts. Zhao Yuan nodded and said, very good, but the guild has to develop faster. The protection period is only 7 days. My enemies are not only the beasts above the wilderness, but also 5 third-level guilds. Zhao Yuan opened the guild panel. Second-level guild, deceitful soldiers. President, Zhao Yuan. Vice President, none. Guild experience, 30 W. Guild funds, 30 W. Guild supplies, 10 W. Guild arms, 1500 units of pterosaur cavalry, light gold. Guild buildings, guild halls, warehouses, walls. Guild NPC, Steward purple, Battalion Commander purple. Guild members, 4 people up to 3000 people. Then Zhao Yuan chose to teleport back to the inn, and then fell back to rest. The next day, Zhao Yuan was woken up not by the alarm clock, but by the system warning. Regional announcement. A catastrophic event has occurred. The overlord creatures of the Magma Mountain are attacking. Please take care of Qingyan Town. The most terrifying creature in the known range outside Qingyan Town actually launched a beast-tide attack. Zhao Yuan came to the inn and joined his teammates. Regional announcement. Overlord-level creature Balrog is coming. Qingyan Town, please deal with it carefully. Warn, if Qingyan Town is breached, the effect of the safe zone will be lost, and the teleportation point will also be closed. The 5 major guilds in Qingyan Town, including the NPC town guards, assembled immediately. Qingyan Town has a total population of 400,000, including NPCs and players. Excluding NPCs with no combat power and players with 2 low levels, Qingyan Town has about 200,000 combat power units. But the forces at the scene were complicated, with members from 5 major guilds, town guards led by the mayor, some small guilds, and scattered players. It was so chaotic that it was impossible to carry out a unified command, and it was even so serious that if it wasn't for the invasion of the Balrog, everyone's lives would be in danger, and some players who hated each other would start fighting on the spot. Especially Yuxia and Huahu Guild, these two have an unresolved hatred, and the scene is full of gunpowder. When Kuan Yin from Novice Village number 401 entered Qingyan Town, he also took the position of Vice President of Milan Guild as a matter of course. There can be 3 vice presidents in total, and Wang Muhe has also become the vice president of the Mountain Ghost organization. Level 30 Mage, Zhou Hang, the president of Milan Guild, said in the chat channel. Everyone, the Balrog invades. This is a catastrophic wave of beasts. Only by working together can we kill the Balrog. The players present are already experienced and experienced players. We will not set up a commander, and everyone will bring their own men to defend the town. We adapt to the situation and match the skills reasonably, so it is very possible to defend the town. Li Sheng, the president of Linfun Guild, echoed, I agree, our power is mixed, and there is no absolute king, so everyone is convinced. Then it's better for everyone to work on their own, directing their own subordinates, and defending the town is the most important thing. With the speeches of these two prominent guild leaders, everyone nodded in agreement. Subsequently, 7 different corps appeared on the scene, the 5 major guilds, town guards, scattered people and their small guilds. It is also an eternal truth that melee players stand in the front, and long-range output players hide in the rear. The chat channel has been closed, and the battlefield command channel is now open. The top 10 players in the battlefield points have the opportunity to speak. The battlefield scoreboard is open. Killing beasts will accumulate battlefield points. After the catastrophe event is over, the points will be exchanged for rewards. Boom boom boom. A terrifying 20-meter-high Balrog appeared in everyone's sight, and heat waves and black smoke visible to the naked eye rushed towards them. The Overlord-level ground vein buffalo that Zhao Yuan encountered was only 30 long and 7 meters high. But this Balrog is a full 20 meters tall. And it is different from the beast horde encountered in Novice Village, which is divided into 3 waves. In the real catastrophe event, how could the beasts spread their forces and let the players reduce the number of beasts little by little? The Balrog with wisdom must gather all the beasts and directly flatten Qingyan town in one wave. Therefore, as far as the eye can see, it can be called a vast black herd like a wave, squeezing and colliding with each other and rolling towards Qingyan town. And in the center of the beast tide, the 30th level overlord creature Balrog stood proudly, layers of heat waves and black smoke pierced through the sky. Qingyan town has a 10-meter-high bluestone city wall, catapults, giant crossbows, black oil. The means of defending the city are naturally fully prepared. The majestic blue wall is 10 meters high and 1 meter wide. A large number of players climbed onto the city wall, ready to welcome the Balrog invasion. The 4 of Zhao Yuan were in the area of individual players. The guards, all wearing white armor, were town guard NPCs. Even the guild players were equipped with patchwork equipment. Zhao Yuan looked into the distance. There are at least 100,000 beasts here, right? Most of them are level 25, and a few are level 30. Balrog. Quality. Overlord. Level 30. Strength. 2,500. Constitution. 3,000. Agility. 500. Intelligence. 2,000. Skills. High temperature, black cloud, volcanic eruption. Introduction. The top existence among the overlord creatures, with the explosive power of volcanic eruptions and the high temperature of melting steel, the appearance of the Balrog represents the coming of the end. People on the city wall were panicked, but everyone had no way out. After the catastrophe event started, the teleportation point was temporarily disabled. Only when the Balrog was defeated, the teleportation point could return to normal. From the moment the catastrophe event started, both the safe zone and the teleportation point temporarily lost their effect. Zhou Hang, the president of Milan, said in the channel, everyone stay calm. Although the Balrog is powerful and the beast horde is fierce, we have 200,000 combat units, and the 5 major guilds all have their own strong teams. 7K Wen Xiao. Coupled with this majestic high wall made of bluestone, our chances of winning are great. Li Sheng, the president of Linfun Guild, also said, that's right. When our human forces are united against each other, we seldom fail, and the final reward of battlefield points, needless to say, everyone knows how rich it is. As long as we kill the Balrog, we can all get a terrifying boost. The encouragement of the 2 guild leaders brought the ordinary players back to their senses. That's right, although the Balrog is strong, we are not weak, and the rumored Balrog is only at the overlord level. It doesn't matter what catastrophe or not, as long as it is a booze, it can be killed. As the Balrog approached, the catapults and giant arrow crossbows on the city wall began to launch one after another, releasing huge rolling stones and 6-meter-long crossbow arrows into the beast tide. In an instant, a large number of casualties occurred in the beast horde. Many boulders fell on the Balrog, but they were melted by the high temperature. Boom boom boom. The beast tied crazily hit the city wall, and used its body as a ladder to send the following monsters up the high wall. All the long-range exporters in the player camp started to use their skills crazily. Tens of thousands of icicles, fireballs, wind blades, thunderbolts, and arrows smashed down, and the scene was nothing short of spectacular. Even if the beast that was hit by a long-range attack did not die, it would still fall down due to the force. And the volley of long-range players emptied a large amount of blood of the beast in one round. Jo Hang, the president of the Charm Blue Guild, took the leaf route. At this time, the book in his hand was suspended, turning the pages by himself, and a strange halo bloomed in it. A group of black clouds filled the air, and a thunderous thunder burst out from the clouds, instantly killing all the vicious beasts affected. Zhao Yuan said in the team chat, "I'll go down to collect the battlefield points. If you are in danger, you will enter Shu Yuxian's mechanical tank. Zhang Wen, you are going to jump off the city wall again, go ahead and go." Shu Yushan, why did you say again? Zhao Yuan carried the knife alone, and at level 15, jumped into the densely packed sea of beasts. The players next to him were all dumbfounded. "I'll go, did you see a person fall? It's 10 meters high, will he fall to his death? Should have been so frightened that he lost his foot and fell, right? Leave him alone and continue bombing." And Yun Ning released 3 Halo skills at the beginning, with a coverage of 4,000 meters, more than enough to accommodate all friendly units. Many players have already discovered that something is wrong, because there are many support players, so it is not surprising that they have a few more buff skills. But looking carefully at the effects of these 3 halos, it can be said to be against the sky. Blood Recovery Halo. Recovers 1500 points of blood per second, which can slowly heal severed limb injuries. Blood Volume Halo. Increase the upper limit of HP by 7000 points. Magic Return Aura. Restores 900 magic points per second. What are these 3 auras? Generally, melee players at level 25 don't even have 7000 blood points, and a blood volume aura directly doubles the blood bar. And for a normal level 25 mage player, the mana value is actually only between 1500 and 2000 points, and the mana value is fully filled in just 2 seconds. Quan Yin, the vice president of the Charm Blue Guild, said to the president, "Sure enough, this is the Halo ability user I mentioned at the beginning, and it has been promoted to this level now." Soon, the 200,000 friendly troops all discovered the 3 halos on their bodies, and they were shocked and dumbfounded. This is an S-level skill, right? It even covered 200,000 people. Isn't this the core of a large-scale battle? Jo Hang, with this magic returning aura, my output can even be increased by more than 3 times. This is too cool. Can this aura-powered person poach my Charm Blue Guild? Quan Yin, I'm afraid it's a bit difficult. This Halo ability user is still the second best. Please see below, Mr. Chairman. Jo Hang flipped through the magic book in his hand, and thunderous beams of thunder slammed down, melting a large number of ferocious beasts. While lamenting the strong effect of the halo on their bodies, everyone found something was wrong, because no beasts climbed up the city wall. Everyone looked down, and there was a huge gap in the corner of the wall. A level 15 player was standing under the city wall with a blank expression on his face. Zhao Yuan glanced at the battlefield standings. Yun Ning is undoubtedly in the first place, which is normal. The more people participating in the battlefield, the more points Yun Ning can share, which is equivalent to 200,000 people work for her. Draw a knife and mock. Zhang. Zhao Yuan made a gesture of drawing his sword, and slashed out with the blade, forming an invisible aura. This aura spread for 1800 meters, forcing all the beasts within the range to taunt. At the same time, Zhao Yuan activates the active effect of Punishment Windbreaker. The black flame windbreaker is applied to the body, and the monsters within 180 meters lose blood crazily. With Zhao Yuan as the center, a large number of monsters died. Some were burned to death by black flames, and some were killed by anti-armor attacks. Battle information. Actively open the Sanction Windbreaker, deduct 1% of the blood volume every second, double the range of the burning field, and double the damage. Inflict 2,653 points of burn damage to enemies within 180 meters per second, with an additional serious injury effect. Injury, blood volume reduced by 486 points, triggering SSS level retaliation, causing 4,567 points of real damage. Zhao Yuan's battlefield points began to increase wildly, and few beasts could stay near him for a long time. When a long-range beast attacks Zhao Yuan, it will be directly pierced by real damage. The mayor of the city wall was stunned. Is this the strength that can be achieved at level 15? One person jumped into a sea of 100,000 beasts, and the blood volume has been kept above 80%. Is he in the burning domain? The damage of these black flames is too high, right? A level 25 elite monster was burned to death within 15 seconds by his side. What's even more outrageous is the long-range monster that attacked him, right? A round of long-range volley shot him back and killed him. Li Sheng, president of Lin Fen, said, 1800 meters of forced ridicule, and the duration of the ridicule is as high as 30 seconds. This kid is a hedgehog, with a burning field outside and a terrifying anti-injury effect inside. But the monster has to get close to him again, because the 30-second taunt effect is too outrageous. Wang Hansheng, president of Yuxia, said to the vice president beside him, can this person be recruited as our member? He is really too powerful, he can be called the strongest human shield. The vice president replied, I just checked, he is a player with a guild, and yesterday on the bulletin board in Qingyan town, there was an extra guild named Jibing, which became a second-level player. This Zhao Yuan is the president of the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers. The guilds established in Qingyan town will be displayed on the bulletin board, and you can check the name of the guild leader and the level of the guild. However, the coordinates of the guild's location were randomly placed, and with the 7-day protection period, Zhao Yuan was not afraid of being forcibly provoked by other guilds. Wang Hansheng. So, this Zhao Yuan will not be inferior to others, he wants to develop new forces by himself. At this time, Zhang Wen summoned a level 30 bone buffalo, which was huge and smashed directly under the city wall. After the last abyss level guild trial, Zhang Wen's bones summoned a total of 3 overlord level 1s. There are also many lord tiers, most of which are elite tiers. They are all made of bone buffaloes with exaggerated high attributes and level 30. The leyline buffaloes, Earth Crack, skill is a group attack with a stun effect, which is naturally the first choice for the main unit of the bone behemoth. As for Shu Yushan, he had already placed 3 fixed turrets on the top of the city wall. As for the SS class mechanical tanks, there was no space to place them on the city wall. Under the halo of Yun Ning's return to the devil, Zhang Wen and Shu Yuxian's firepower can vent unrestrictedly. Shu Yuxian's 3 forts fired frantically, and at the same time continuously ejected small missiles, shooting down the monsters climbing on the city wall. Zhang Wen also continuously released the wrestling and ground fisher skills of the leyline buffalo, and the battlefield points continued to rise. What is this special summon? A level 30 overlord level summon. Yuxia President Wang Hansheng said in shock. This size is about to catch up with the Balrog, and there is a group stun skill. With the participation of Zhao Yuan's team of 4, the impact of the beast tide was not as difficult as imagined, but the flame demon was constantly approaching Qingyan town, and everyone felt hot and sweaty. On the bright red body of the flame demon, layers of thick black mist suddenly sprayed out, quickly covering the top of the city wall, making everyone feel as if they were at the end of the day. Black cloud. The Balrog created a thick pitch black mist, obscuring everyone's sight, but this was just the beginning. High temperature. Boom. A strange red crystal appeared in the position of the Balrog's chest, and exaggerated flames spit out of it. The flames ignited the black cloud, and there were explosive substances in the black cloud, and the black mist that filled the city wall instantly burst into flames, completely detonating. Boom boom boom. The Balrog is still more than 2,000 meters away from the city wall, and it can directly attack the players above the city wall. For a time, a large number of people were seriously injured and died, and the screams were endless. Fortunately, Yun Ning's health halo was strong enough to save the lives of a large number of players. At the same time, the blood-returning halo can also heal severed limb injuries. Coupled with the healing skills of other auxiliary players, the loss of the defender is not as big as imagined. Zhao Yuan also did not expect that the flame demon could attack the defender from such a long distance. He kept charging, facing the direction of tens of thousands of beasts, and kept approaching the flame demon. Zhao Yuan was going to fight the damage of the flame demon and give the players defending the city enough time to kill the rest of the beasts. Milan's president Zhou Heng was full of soot, and his HP dropped by half, but his exclusive support player immediately restored his HP to full. As expected of the Balrog, he directly ignored the durability of the city wall and attacked us across such a long distance. Wait. That Zhao Yuan actually wanted to fight the Balrog alone. Just kidding. Zhou Heng used his skills, and the ball-shaped thunderstorm smashed down, killing a large number of monsters that climbed the city. These two skills are Black Cloud plus High Temperature, which is already so terrifying, and the Flame Demon has a volcanic eruption at the end. Lin Fen's president, Li Sheng, was also covered in soot, and the health bars of a few crispy players around him were almost wiped out. Battle information. Killing the target triggers the talent, billion times proficiency, and the current acquisition multiplier is 15 times. Kill the beast, get 8,965 experience points, get 6,539 experience points, get experience points. The SSS level sanction Windbreaker gains 1885 skill proficiency points * 15 times. Gain skill proficiency. Zhao Yuan continued to gain experience points, proficiency, and battlefield points, but Yun Ning ranked first, and he was crushed by faults. Yun Ning just relying on a halo of blood recovery, the effect is several times greater than that of all the players present. What's more, Yun Ning has two other halo effects. Even Zhao Yuan couldn't catch up with Yun Ning in a short time, because the level of the SSS level sanctions code was too low to burn enemies in a large area. Draw a knife and mock. Zhao Yuan drew his sword again, gained the charge effect, instantly killed all the monsters he collided with, and pulled the Balrog into a taunting state. Zhao Yuan was instantly stared at by the Balrog. 3 pairs of demonic pupils looked at Zhao Yuan, and a large amount of black smoke was sprayed out from the pores, covering the area where Zhao Yuan was. High temperature. The Balrog spit out an exaggerated pillar of flame, directly enveloped Zhao Yuan, and ignited the nearby black smoke. Boom boom boom. Zhao Yuan's health bar was reduced to 70%, and he immediately turned off the active effect of the Sanction Windbreaker, relying on the Madman's skill to recover blood. At the same time, the active special effects of the white magic weapon are turned on, and together with Yun Ning's blood recovery aura, the blood volume continues to rise. On the Balrog's side, not only failed to kill Zhao Yuan, but a large number of cracks appeared on his demon-like body. As if there were broken marks on the surface of the ceramic, Balrog's health bar decreased by 1/10. Battle information. Suffered damage from Black Cloud and High Temperature skills, reduced blood volume by 36,251 points, triggered SSS level anti-armor, caused 26,853 points of real damage, caused 32,551 points of real damage. Since the Balrog's skill combination attack has multiple damages, the anti-armor has also been triggered many times, and directly counter-injured 1/10 of the Balrog's HP. The players on the city wall were completely shocked again, one-on-one with the herd of beasts, beating up the Balrog. The blood bar of the cataclysmic boss has been reduced by 1/10. Isn't this cheating? Isn't cheating so abnormal at level 15? I see. Could it be that Zhao Yuan's anti-injury effect is judged according to the attacking party's damage attributes? Some players speculated. The Balrog's blood bar is very thick, but its attack is also extremely terrifying. Only in this way can we explain why Zhao Yuan was able to knock out 1/10 of the blood volume of booze. Zhou Heng said, "This distance is too far, the skills to heal the player are simply out of reach, and he can only rely on himself." Quan Yun. There are also 3 halo effects that can assist Zhao Yuan. The range of these 3 halos has exceeded 4,000 meters. But it's not enough to watch, after all, we are facing the Balrog. Li Sheng, president of Lin Fen, said in the Wartime Channel, "Everyone is also doing their best, and at least they can help this kid relieve a little burden. Zhang Wen's summons cannot be too far away from him. His bone buffalo cannot support Zhao Yuan, so he can only control the bone buffalo to frantically kill nearby fierce beasts." The mayor looked at the Balrog in the distance and ordered, "Aim all the heavy equipment at the Balrog and hit me." The town guards controlled giant crossbows and trebuchets to support Zhao Yuan, and only the range of such heavy equipment could exceed the range of 1,000 meters. But the damage suffered by these boulders and giant crossbow bolts to the Balrog is not worth mentioning, and the blood bar does not even move. After some comparison, everyone once again realized the horror of Zhao Yuan's level anti-armor. Boom, boom. 2 consecutive golden lights hit Zhang Wen and Yun Ning. Their experience points were only a small difference, and they have successfully upgraded to level 15 at this time. Another layer of halo centered on Yun Ning and spread out to the surroundings, reflecting her delicate and soft facial features captivatingly. SSS level blood-sucking aura. Blood-sucking attribute plus 1%. The presidents of the 5 guilds were completely dumbfounded. A scarlet halo covered them, and they had an extra 1% blood-sucking aura. This is the halo ability user. Yun Ning, who ranks first in the battlefield score, has been upgraded. Zhou Heng said excitedly. Only level 1, it provides 1% of the blood-sucking attribute. If the skill level is upgraded, why not 5%, 10% of the blood-sucking attribute? Is this going against the sky? You must know that this is a halo. This is not a buff for a single target, but a super wide range boost. I'm going crazy, Lin Fen President Li Sheng said with a twitching mouth. This is a level 1 aura, which can cover 500 meters. Why do I feel that this aura user is even more perverted than Zhao Yuan? This will be reported directly to Sha Guo's top guild. There will definitely be countless strong people who will voluntarily take her to upgrade, and then use her as the mascot of their guild. The level is still too low, so she can only be used as a mascot, but after her level rises, she will be the strongest support in Sha Guo's big battle. Wang Hansheng, president of Yusha, added, I can even imagine that these big shots will fight for Yun Ning, and maybe it will cause civil strife in the top guilds of Sha Kingdom. Especially for some of the top powerhouses who take the blood-sucking flow, and then get the superposition of Yun Ning's blood-sucking aura, they can directly produce a qualitative change, and their strength will suddenly rise to a level. Vice President Yuxia. Brother, don't talk about it, Zhao Yuan will be pressed to the floor by the Balrog and hammered. Once Zhao Yuan dies, although we can fight the Balrog, we will definitely suffer heavy casualties. Wang Hansheng scolded angrily. What the hell can I do? Jump off the city wall to save him. Crash. A figure jumped down from the city wall. It was Zhang Wen after level 15. Wang Hansheng. Someone really danced. The skills acquired by Zhang Wen at level 15 are SS level Bone Demon Possession. The follow-up skill of the Bone Behemoth demonizes all bone units and possesses itself. The attributes of the Bone Devil are affected by the strength of the bone unit, its own attributes, and skill levels. This is equivalent to a fusion technique, allowing the summoner to attach itself to Zhang Wen's body, completely eliminating the hidden danger of the summoner being approached by the enemy. After Zhang Wen jumped off the city wall, he used the SS level Bone Demon to possess his body. A strange and hazy purple halo bloomed on Zhang Wen's body, and many mysterious marks covered his skin. The giant white bone beast under the city wall was immediately disassembled, and all of them were put together on Zhang Wen's body, and a bone demon in the shape of a human skeleton was born. Surrounded by dark purple flames, Zhang Wen already possessed the strength to confront the Balrog head-on after using the SS level Bone Demon to possess him. Because the aura Yun Ning got after upgrading was only level 1, which could not cover Zhao Yuan's position, so Zhang Wen, who had acquired a new skill, rushed to support Zhao Yuan immediately. Shu Yushan. Hey, kid, make it look like I'm disloyal. Don't stop me, I'm going to jump down to help Zhao Yuan. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Yun Ning, look what I'm doing. Zhang Wen has a new skill, but if you just jump down like this, you'll lose your blood. Shu Yushan. That makes sense, then. I won't dance. It means that the terrain is not conducive to my skills. Otherwise, I would directly drive the tank and drive you around Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan, who has the blood-sucking attribute, can rely on terrifying real damage to counter armor and instantly restore full health. It can even kill the Balrog with full blood, but this broken boss can't run away. Yun Ning looked around. Zhao Yuan doesn't need our support, he and Zhang Wen should be enough to deal with the Balrog, but after this catastrophe event is over, we may not be so easy. Shu Yushan was keenly aware of something. You mean other forces in Qingyan Town? Yun Ning said in the team chat. For the first time, the strength of our 4-person team was exposed to the forces of Qingyan Town. The key point is that Zhao Yuan has also established his own guild. For the 5 major guilds, if you can't get it, you might as well snatch it away. Shu Yushan. You mean that if the 5 major guilds can't recruit us, they may become jealous and greedy, and if they want to kill us, they can inherit our SSS skills. Human nature is inherently despicable, and it can't be more normal. Yun Ning said relaxedly. If it were you, there would be a way to obtain SSS level skills in front of you. Don't you want to fight? From then on, you will become prosperous. Zhao Yuan said in the team chat, just let them come. We are not afraid of strong enemies. Besides, what our new guild lacks most is guild materials. It is said that winning the guild battle can plunder all the resources and units of the opponent. Xu Yushan suddenly realized. No wonder Zhao Yuan, you are so arrogant to show your strength. Are you actively fishing? What fish to catch? Zhao Yuan responded. Strength is the foundation of all morality. Although our level is too low, we still have a great chance of winning against these guilds. Boom. As soon as Zhao Yuan finished speaking, he was blown away by the Balrog, like a fired shell, directly embedded in the bluestone city wall. The durability of the city wall has obviously dropped. Xu Yushan. Then what? Zhao Yuan, don't be distracted when you play booze, you were inlaid on the city wall after being beaten by the Balrog. Pooh. Zhao Yuan crawled out from the hole, his mouth full of dust. This Balrog is frightened by the back injury. Throw me out of the battlefield, otherwise it will be in danger. Zhang Wen. I'll go, brother, come and save me, I'm a little panicked by myself. Zhang Wen was wrapped in layers of bone fragments and became the heart of the bone demon. Originally, the attributes of the bone buffalo were extremely powerful, plus his own attributes and the effect of the SS level bone demon possessing skills. Now the bone demon can already wrestle with the Balrog. Bone demon fusion. Quality. Overlord. Level. 30. Power. 1500. Constitution. 1500. Agility. 1200. Intelligence. 1200. Skills. Earth Crack, Random Attack, Bloodsucking. Among the 3 skills of the Bone Demon, Zhang Wen can choose from the bone unit at will, and he chose the life-saving skill of Blood-Sucking. The people on the city wall seemed to be watching the gods fighting, and the skeleton and bone demon surrounded by purple flames stabbed their hands crazily. It plunged deeply into the flesh and blood of the Balrog, but the arm of the bone demon was melted by the high temperature, and the blood in the Balrog's body seemed to be flowing magma. Then the Balrog grabbed the skeleton's body with all his strength, tore it with all his strength, and pulled off the skeleton's arm completely, and was about to step on the skeleton's head with his feet. Zhao Yuan quickly drew his sword to taunt, and rescued Zhang Wen. The two resisted each other's damage from the Balrog, and then mainly relied on the SSS level anti-armor to attack the damage. In an inn in Qingyun town, Lu Qingjun was having a conversation with Tujun. Why didn't you attack Zhao Yuan? Under the catastrophe event, Zhao Yuan's blood volume will drop severely, so we can kill him. Lu Qingjun said puzzled. Since the last time he failed to assassinate Zhao Yuan and Sakura Country lost a ninja with SSS level skills, Lu Qingjun lost Takuma's trust. Tujun believes that Lu Qingjun did not give comprehensive information, which led to the failure of Yamashita's assassination. But Lu Qingjun, who had already enjoyed the resources of the Cherry Blossom Country, was unwilling to become mediocre again, and would die under the catastrophe at some point. Therefore, Lu Qingjun signed a system agreement with Sakura Country. From then on, Lu Qingjun could never betray Sakura Country and became the opponent's lackey, so Takuma reused Lu Qingjun. Tujun insulted. Idiot. The last cross-border transmission has already attracted the attention of Sha Guo's senior management. If you want to assassinate Zhao Yuan again, you must have complete assurance to carry out the assassination. Now the time has not come, you just wait. Lu Qingjun didn't respond to Takuma's insults. After signing the system agreement written by Takuma, Lu Qingjun won the real support of Sakura Country, and his strength increased greatly. But he also lost his dignity as a human being, and Tujun scolded Lu Qingjun like a wild dog. Tujun. By the way, I have already contacted the beautiful country. There is a person like you who is also in Qingyun town. You can join hands. Both the beautiful country and our Cherry Blossom Country want to kill Sha Country's genius, and we are already secret allies. People like me, Lu Qingjun murmured. That's right, this person's name is Huang Xian, and he signed a system agreement with Pretty Country. Huang Xian. It turned out to be him, and he's not dead yet. Lu Qingjun also came from Shinsho village number 401, so he naturally remembered Huang Xian who initiated the gambling order and failed. Oh, Jun said with a meaningful smile. You know him. It seems that it is really fate. When the time comes, I will let Zhao Yuan and all 3 of his subordinates die. At the same time, use the skill talisman to rub all their skills and give them to the geniuses in my Sakura kingdom to use. The Balrog's blood volume had been halved, all of which were knocked out by Zhao Yuan's anti-armor. The Balrog stepped on the skull of the skeleton bone demon, and the magma-like body filled with high temperature, melting the skeleton bone demon's head continuously. Most of the skull had already melted into water. Zhao Yuan arrived in time and started to taunt with his sword, attracting the hatred of the Balrog. Volcano eruption. As the absolute protagonist of the cataclysmic event, the Balrog used the last skill. Its body was completely magmazed, turning half of the sky red. At this time, the Balrog seemed to be transformed into an active volcano, erupting loudly. Groups of magma sprayed out from the body, rose into the air, and then fell crazily under the force of gravity, forming huge, half-red, half-solidified meteorites. At the same time, a dense mushroom cloud rises from the Balrog's body, which is completely like a doomsday scene of a meteorite falling from the sky. Zhou, this is a ground scrubbing skill for the whole map. It's clearly aimed at Zhao Yuan, but the meteorite on the edge can still hit us. The shield protects the crispy skin. The healer releases his skills with all his strength. Meteorites are coming, be careful to avoid them. As soon as Zhou finished his speech on the wartime channel, hundreds of exaggerated and ferocious meteorites fell towards the city wall. Zhao Yuan, as a taunter, naturally encountered the fire of thousands of meteorites. He activated the 5-second overlord body of the bull fashion and used the active special effects of the white magic weapon. After drinking a bottle of precious blood recovery potion, he held a shield in both hands to block it. Volcanic eruption belongs to the bombing skill of the whole map, which has multi-level damage, which means that as long as Zhao Yuan does not die, he can retaliate against the Balrog many times, and empty half of the blood bar. Boom! The scene was completely reduced to crimson, a large number of craters emerged, and Balrog's volcanic eruption ability ended. Zhao Yuan activated the active effect of the lunatic in time, and after recovering to full health, he was still knocked down to only 30%. Battle information. Suffering from volcanic eruption skill damage, blood volume reduced by 36,255 points. Trigger SSS level anti-injury, causing 96,523 points of real damage. Trigger SSS level anti-injury. Trigger 7K Wen Xiao. Use the skill Madman, all injuries will be recovered. But the Balrog was pierced by hundreds of real injuries, half of the blood bar was not enough to see, and he died on the spot. Zhao Yuan and Zhang Wen were also upgraded on the spot, to level 16. As for the city wall of Qingyun town, a large number of depressions were smashed by the meteorite, and it was almost half destroyed. No accidents. The tasks that players can receive in the next few months are all to raise materials for repairing the city wall. And hundreds of people died above the city wall. They were bombarded by map bombs like volcanic eruptions, and the crispy skin died on the spot, and there was no blood at all. There are also tens of thousands of people who were seriously injured, and those who lost their hands and feet were nothing. The internal organs of some players were contaminated with magma, and they were corroded badly. It was almost scalded through the body by the splashed magma. A whale filled the city wall. Fortunately, Yun Ning's blood recovery aura is strong enough to save you even if your organs are damaged or you lose your limbs. But this pain, I can only bear it myself. Milan President Zhou hurriedly stood up, looked down, and found that the meteorite formed by the volcanic eruption caused indiscriminate damage. A large number of beasts were crushed by the meteorite, leaving only a small number of beasts. These two monsters survived the Balrog's volcanic eruption skills head-on, and killed the Balrog by retaliation. Quan Yin. Because Zhao Yuan ridiculed Booz, the number of meteorites we suffered here is the least and the most scattered. Otherwise, the number of dead people would not be hundreds, but tens of thousands. And Yun Ning's halo, without her blood halo, most of the crispy skin would be instantly killed, and there would be no chance of healing. At the same time, it is also because of Yun Ning's blood recovery aura that these seriously injured players can recover slowly. Otherwise, in the case of broken limbs and internal organs melting, they will die after a few minutes, and the general healing skills can't add blood. Zhou smiled and said, "It's also thanks to Zhao Yuan's team, Otherwise I would have to use the troop-adjusting tiger charm prop to teleport the 70,000 blue troops and guild general NPC from our guild. This is so much better than a monkey spirit. The other 4 guilds don't need to use the tiger talisman. Whoever uses it will suffer heavy casualties from the eruption of the Balrog's volcano. Kuan Yin. These old foxes. Zhou Hang. Kuan Yin. Ahem, the president is far-sighted, and the other 4 presidents are old foxes. The players who were still able to move continued to attack the monsters below. Although the meteorites formed by the volcanic eruption killed most of the beasts, there were still some remaining. Li Sheng, the president of Lin Fen, said, "Fortunately, I didn't use the tiger talisman, otherwise my 80,000 blue troops of the guild would have been wiped out by the regiment. Also, isn't this a bit too simple? After all, he was a Balrog, so he was killed just like that. It's only been a few hours. I originally thought about fighting until the night." Vice President. Boss, this Zhao Yuan's anti-armor must be judged according to the damage attribute of the attacker, that is, the attack of the Balrog and the anti-armor of the Balrog itself. Otherwise, how many lives will it take to pile up these millions of blood? It's not that the Balrog is too weak, but that Zhao Yuan is too terrifying. 90% of Bu's blood volume was destroyed by his anti-armor. Li Sheng rubbed his chin and said, "This is a bit interesting. Once the Balrog dies, it will be very difficult for Qingyan Town to have catastrophic events for a long time. Our 5 major guilds are all ambitious, especially Huahu and Yuxia. I don't believe that they don't fight guild wars." Vice President. It will be another bloodbath. Our human race will not die at the mouth of monsters, but will die at the same knife. Zhao Yuan didn't care about the other ferocious beasts either. With such a small scale, they couldn't make any splashes. Battle information. Kill the 30th level Overlord creature Balrog, and get 1000 battlefield points. Trigger the talent, billion times proficiency, the current acquisition multiple is 16 times. Gain 180,000 experience points, upgrade the player level to level 16, increase strength and physique attributes by 20 points, and increase agility and intelligence attributes by 5 points. Gain a total of 150,000 skill proficiency *16 times SSS level anti-armor upgrade to level 60, SSS level sword drawing taunt upgrade to level 55. The SSS level lunatic is upgraded to level 50, and the SSS level sanctions windbreaker is upgraded to level 25. The current battlefield points are 1900 points. Zhang Wen, who was also promoted to level 16, regained his blood volume, and he must have used the S-level bone summoning immediately to wake up the bones of the Balrog. This is the skeleton of the Balrog. With it, Zhang Wen felt like he was going to heaven. What's going on? Skill failure. Zhang Wenren was dumbfounded. I can't. Zhao Yuan wondered. Why did the skill fail? Anyway, it's an S-level skill. Zhang Wen wanted to cry but had no tears. The Balrog has no bones in his body, it's full of magma-like blood, so he can't summon bones. Zhao Yuan. It's okay, isn't it just a level 30 overlord creature Balrog? Isn't it just a volcanic eruption skill with a map cannon? It's nothing. Zhang Wen. Crooked, are you trying to comfort me? Why does my heart ache more and more the more I listen to it? Zhao Yuan. We'll go to level 20 dungeon later, you just need to summon the bones of the final boss. After another hour, all the remaining beasts were killed. At this time, the battlefield scoreboard is as follows. First, Yun Ning 2,500 points. Second, Zhao Yuan 2,200 points. Third, Zhang Wen 1,500 points. Fourth, Zhou Hang 1,100 points. Fifth, Wang Hansheng 900 points. Regional announcement. The catastrophe event has ended, and the Qingyan Town safe zone and teleportation point have resumed their effects. Battlefield point reward settlement. Please choose by yourself. The next step is the popular reward link. Every surviving player can choose the type of reward. Multiple options appeared in front of Zhao Yuan: guild supplies, equipment, strengthening stones, gems, copper coins, attribute points, troop mobilizing tiger charms. Zhao Yuan can choose 4 items by himself, which is very easy to choose. The guild is in a period of development, so he must choose the tiger charm of troop deployment and guild materials. Zhao Yuan's equipment was still a set of green armor, which was seriously out of touch. The third option was naturally equipment. The last option, Zhao Yuan chooses copper coins. Even if there are strengthening stones and gems, but without copper coins, gems cannot be embedded, and equipment cannot be strengthened. Copper coins are the hard currency. Reward settlement. Players get 30W of guild materials, blue equipment 3, soldier transfer tiger charm 1, and copper coins of 300W. The 3 pieces of blue equipment are level 15 breastplate, belt, and one-handed shield. Lava breastplate. Quality: blue. Wearing requirements: LV 15. Attributes: physical defense plus 200, magic defense plus 100, life value plus 1000. Lava belt. Quality: blue. Wearing requirements: LV 15. Attributes: health plus 5000, resistance plus 50. Lava shield. Quality: blue. Wearing requirements: LV 15. Attributes: attacks blocked by shields, physical defense plus 300, magic defense plus 300 when damage is judged. Zhao Yuan took off the 3 pieces of green equipment on his body and replaced them with these 3 pieces of blue equipment, which significantly increased his own attributes. In the Doomsday game, the shield has a lot of defensive attributes attached, but the attack must be blocked with the shield before it will be counted in the damage determination. When the attack is on the player, the defense value of the shield will not take effect, so the use of the shield in the hand of the shield defense player has become a measure of its own hardness. 7. Of course, melee players often choose the loopholes of the shield to defend against the enemy to attack, bypass the shield, and directly attack the enemy's body, which can cause a lot of damage. The other 3 members of the team also receive their own rewards, but the 2 options of guild materials and troop deployment tiger charms are exclusive to the leader player. As the number 1 in the standings, Yun Ning obtained 5 pieces of blue equipment, a large number of gems, attribute points, and copper coins, and her strength soared again. When Zhao Yuan and Zhang Wen returned to Qingyan Town, Zhou Heng walked up to Zhao Yuan and talked, "Thanks to your team, otherwise the number of players who died in the eruption of the volcano would be far more than a few hundred, at least 10,000. Zhao Yuan, my little ability is nothing more than a clown. If the 5 major guilds use the Tiger Talisman, they can call in more than 100,000 blue troops. It is not difficult to kill this Balrog. Zhou Heng, since you have established a guild yourself, you will not be easily inferior to others. If you add a friend, you may have to fight together in the future." Zhao Yuan and the presidents of the 5 guilds have all added friends. At this time, only 5 hours have passed since the start of the catastrophe event. However, what no one noticed was that in the Balrog's body, a strange red crystal-like heart was still beating, and was finally taken away by a strange bird with the face of an old man. Yun Ning did not post the SSS level blood-sucking halo skill attribute map in the group chat, she sent it to Zhao Yuan alone. Zhao Yuan understands, although Xu Yushan doesn't seem to have a plan, but Yun Ning is a suspicious person, and it's fine to post SS level skills in the group chat, because Xu Yushan also has SS level skills. But Yun Ning's SSS level blood-sucking aura is heaven-defying, so it's always better to be cautious. Blood-sucking aura LV5 SSS covering a range of 700 meters, adding 1.5% blood-sucking attribute to friendly units. What is the core of blood-sucking flow? Naturally, it was an instant horror outbreak, and then he recovered from his injuries by sucking blood. In this way, a perpetual motion machine is formed, which is self-sufficient and has high damage. Zhao Yuan's SSS level anti-armor is in the face of terrifying creatures like the Balrog. A real damage retaliation can deal more than 90,000 damage, even a 5% lifesteal is extremely exaggerated. When the level of this blood-sucking halo increases, Zhao Yuan can even kill boos with full blood. Zhao Yuan said, "You guys go out on your own first, I'll go to the guild's resident, and then we'll open up a level 20 dungeon." Zhao Yuan chose to teleport to the guild building, while the other 3 teammates chose to play in the arena. There are still many products in the arena that make them covetous. There was only the butler in the guild resident, and the battalion commander led 1,500 units of pterosaur cavalry to attack a goblin tribe by air over a distance of 3 kilometers. Zhao Yuan has just obtained 30W guild materials, plus the original 10W, that is 40W. At the beginning, the 10W was reserved for the food of the pterosaur cavalry, but it was completely unnecessary. The pterosaur cavalry could hunt enough beasts every day when they went out. During the protection period of the guild, it is better to pile up the number of arms for all studs. Zhao Yuan came near the reincarnation pool, chose to consume 400,000 guild materials, and reincarnated 1,000 units of level 5 pterodactyl cavalry. Just at the end of the reincarnation, a group of pterosaurs appeared in midair. This is the triumphant return of the battalion commander. In this group of pterosaur cavalry, there are 8th level troops. The light gold quality units, every time they upgrade to a level, the increased attributes are very exaggerated. The battalion commander jumped off the pterosaur. My lord, fortunately, I did not disgrace my life. I led the pterosaur cavalry and completely destroyed the goblin tribe 3 kilometers away, and obtained 100,000 guild materials and 50,000 guild experience. And I found a level 10 dwarf town. When the overall level of the pterodactyl cavalry increases a bit, I will destroy this dwarf town. Simply killing monsters can only get monster corpses as food, while guild supplies must capture resources from other forces to obtain. Zhao Yuan. Not a single unit was killed in battle. Battalion commander. Only some pterosaurs were injured, and no pterosaur died, because most of the goblin tribes are of the melee type. Only a small number of archers can touch the pterodactyl cavalry. We use air superiority to suppress, and use skills such as dragon flames and projections to conduct air-to-ground attacks. So not a single pterodactyl cavalry died. These pale gold quality units are too powerful. Zhao Yuan pointed to the newly reincarnated 1,000 pterodactyl cavalry nearby. You don't need to wait for the average level to reach level 10. Take all 2,500 pterosaur cavalry units, and directly destroy the dwarven villages and towns at level 10. Zhao Yuan threw the 10W guild materials he had just obtained into the reincarnation pool again, and 250 brand new pterosaurs crawled out of it. He opens the guild panel. 2nd level guild deceitful soldiers. President, Zhao Yuan. Vice President, Yun Ning. Guild experience, 35W. Guild funds, 30W. Guild supplies, 0. Guild arms, 2,750 units pterodactyl cavalry light gold. Guild buildings, guild halls, warehouses, walls. Guild NPC, steward purple, battalion commander purple. Guild members, 4 people up to 3,000 people. Zhao Yuan promoted Yun Ning to be the vice president, because Yun Ning's character is suspicious, cautious, and powerful. The battalion commander took 2,750 units of pterosaur cavalry and took off again. When he encountered a beast on the road, he killed it by the way. The most important thing was to destroy the dwarven villages and towns at level 10, and at least he could get 300,000 guild supplies. Zhao Yuan entered the guild hall and asked the butler, "What are the ways to improve the level of the guild?" Steward, in addition to destroying other forces, it is to set up guild tasks, so that every guild member can complete the task every day. When the accumulation is small, the guild experience value can slowly increase. However, there are only 4 members in our guild. President, you don't intend to let people who make up the numbers enter. This way will be broken. The other thing is to launch a guild war. If you win the guild war, you can take away all the guild materials, funds, experience, and arms that other guilds have accumulated so hard. This is undoubtedly the fastest way to upgrade, but it is also the most dangerous. The role of guild funds is to maintain guild missions and guild malls, and they will not be used for the time being. After everything was settled, Zhao Yuan left the guild and teleported back to Qingyan town. Gather teammates and open up level 20 dungeons. Charm Blue Guild residence. Zhou Hang sat in the room of the main hall. Outside the guild building, there were 70,000 blue quality griffin beasts, with an average level of 23. Guild members who come and go receive tasks in the guild resident, or purchase exclusive props in the guild store. Quan Yin said, "President, I have sent people to investigate the magma mountain range. Once the Balrog dies, this area is no longer a forbidden area, and even becomes a popular level training area at level 30. Zhou Hang, once the foreign enemy is dead, our plan can proceed." Quan Yin, plan? What plan? Is the guild leader going to start a guild war? To promote the guild to the 4th level? Zhou Hang smiled and said, "Guild battle? Not yet, wait a little longer. However, you are right. If you want to upgrade to a 4th level guild, it will be too difficult to rely on time alone. Directly attacking other guilds and plundering resources can save more than half a year of progress. Then, Zhou Heng received an email with an unknown coordinate. Lava mountains. After the Balrog was killed, it became a level 30 area with an acceptable level of danger. A huge active volcano fell into silence. A strange bird with the face of an old man came over the active volcano and threw a strange red crystal into the active volcano. The four of Zhao Yuan assembled and walked towards the mayor's mansion. After passing through the heavy guards, Zhao Yuan met the mayor. "Mayor, we are here to open the level 20 dungeon." The mayor was middle-aged and dressed in complicated clothes, so he recognized Zhao Yuan, who killed the Balrog at first sight. "Are there only 4 of you? The maximum number of people in this level 20 dungeon is 25, but with your strength, 4 people are enough." The mayor continued. "We, Qingyan Town, have experienced many years of accidents, defeating disasters one after another. However, the souls of these dead beasts entrenched above Qingyan Town, lingering forever, and finally formed this level 20 dungeon." Zhao Yuan: "Oh, can these dead souls be resurrected?" Mayor: "As time goes by, it seems that these dead souls will really be resurrected, but every time their dead souls are killed, the speed of this resurrection will slow down. The mission, Defeat the Souls, has been received, and the successful mission rewards a lot of experience points and the key to the secret realm." This mayor's mansion was also carefully built when it was first built. It just happened to be suppressed above the realm of the dead. The mayor pointed to his backyard. "Go to the very end, open the underground passage, and you can enter it." The 4 of Zhao Yuan walked to the entrance of the secret passage and saw a teleportation point. 3 seconds later, the 4 of them entered a frigid area covered in ice crystals. Shu Yushan took out a mechanical device and placed it on the ground. After a short deformation, a mechanical tank with a sci-fi style appeared in front of everyone. The ground and the top of the head are full of ice crystals, and it is easy to slip and fall. This should be the added difficulty of the terrain. And what is the key to the secret realm that the mayor just said? Yun Ning climbed onto the mechanical tank, sat in the cockpit and said, "I checked, it should be the key to the pet mystery. Obtain the key, and you can open a secret realm for catching pets. The higher the quality of the key, the rarer the pets that will appear in the secret realm after opening." Now that Zhang Wen has the fusion skill, he is no longer afraid of being approached by monsters, and he no longer enters the tank immediately. "Sit on top of the mech tank with Zhao Yuan," Zhang Wen said leisurely. "The tracks of this tank can completely adapt to the ice terrain." While speaking, Shu Yuxian's fixed turret was placed above the tank, and there was only a special platform on the top of the tank to place the turret. The other 2 mechanical floaters were suspended in midair, and had already flown a long distance to check the scene ahead. After experiencing the Balrog World War I, Zhao Yuan's attribute panel is as follows. Name: Zhao Yuan. Level: LV16, 50%, 100%. Health: 31W. Mana: 2000. Strength: 190. Constitution: 340. Agility: 95. Intelligence: 95. Physical attack: 2460. Physical defense: 17W. Magic defense: 16W. Talent: Eternal Blessing, unique. Hundreds of millions of times proficiency, unique. The current proficiency acquisition multiple is 16.0 times. Cornerstone ability: Anti-Armor LV60 SSS level. Outlaw LV50 SSS level. Skill: Draw a knife and taunt LV55 SSS level. The taunting range is 2,300 meters, and the taunting time is 30 seconds. Sanctioned Windbreaker LV25 SSS level. Passive effect: 400 meters range burning field. Active effect: after active activation, 1% of the upper limit of your blood volume will be deducted every second, the range of the burning field will be doubled, and the damage will be doubled, and the burning will have a serious injury effect. Backpack: Level 1 Strengthening Stone 12, Wilderness Suit Green, Skill Talisman SS's Level Dragon Flame and Singing Art Trooping Tiger Talisman 1, Blue Equipment 3. Copper Coins: 414W. Competitive Coins: 335. Magic Weapon: Sapphire Lotus Platform LV17, White. Costume: Bull Costume, White. Accessory: Zisha Ring, Purple. Shu Yuxian's glasses projected an exploration picture of mechanical floating. The monster area is 500 meters ahead. They are all level 20 ice crystal spiders. There are a lot of sharp ice on the top of their heads, which may fall at any time, and the ice surface is getting smoother. The mechanical tank is very fast, has very little noise, has extremely thick steel plates, and has a durability of 30W. After arriving at the ice cave, you can see densely packed ice crystal spiders. These spiders, which seem to be carved by ice crystals, woke up from their slumber and rushed towards everyone frantically. Zhao Yuan glanced at the number, and the sight of light could see no less than 10,000, and the depths were dark and deep, as if there were more creatures hidden. Ice crystal spider. Quality: Elite, 7. Level: LV20. Strength: 900. Constitution: 900. Agility: 900. Intelligence: 900. Skill: Frost. Yunning turned on the quadruple halo, covering everyone. This level 20 elite monster has only one skill, which means that it is a very tricky and difficult ability. Shu Yushan consumes his own mana points and fills the gun barrels one by one. These two tanks are fully automatic machines, and they only need to consume mana points, and everything can be automated. Clack clack. The huge sharp cannonball was filled, and a brass-colored cannonball was ejected from the main gun of the mechanical tank. Directly in the distance, a group of fiery flames was bombed, and hundreds of ice crystal spiders were killed in one shot. At the same time, the fixed turret above the tank also began to shoot frantically, and the small missiles on both sides were continuously launched and fell into the monster group. Zhao Yuan turned on the taunting with his sword, turned on the sanctioning windbreaker, and rushed into the monster pile. After actively turning on the sanctioning windbreaker, under the 800-meter serious injury and burning field, the blood bar of the ice crystal spider fell wildly. Even so, Zhao Yuan was surrounded by endless ice crystal spiders. The SSS level anti-armor kept triggering. Zhao Yuan just stood still, and the anti-armor and the sanctioning windbreaker could quickly kill all the creatures here. But a layer of frost appeared on Zhao Yuan's arm, and he felt his arm was stiff. Battle information. Suffering from the effect of frost skills, freezing value +1, and freezing value reaching 100, will fall into a frozen state for 2 seconds, during which time no action can be taken. Zhao Yuan said in the team chat, "This frost skill is very strong. Every ice crystal spider approaching me can add 1 point of freezing value to me. If 100 ice crystal spiders approach, I will be frozen on the spot." 7. And there are tens of thousands of ice crystal spiders here. It is very likely that the player will be frozen to death alive, and they will not even be able to resist. Zhang Wen. However, for you, it doesn't matter whether you are in a frozen state or not. Your anti-armor and sanctions windbreaker will kill monsters crazily. Zhao Yuan responded. Indeed, for me, it is meaningless to be in a frozen state, but ordinary players will definitely die if they enter here, and they can't even escape. I can only watch myself being eaten bit by bit, feel the unspeakable pain, and die in despair. Battle information. When attacked, the blood volume is reduced by 463 points, triggering SSS level anti-armor, causing 6,639 points of real damage. The SSS level sanction windbreaker has been activated, deducting 1% of its own blood volume per second, and causing 4,652 points of burning damage to enemy units within 800 meters per second, with a serious injury effect. Battle information. The freezing value reaches 100, and you will be in a frozen state for 2 seconds. Zhao Yuan fell into a state of endless freezing, constantly being superimposed with freezing values, and the icicles from high in the sky would fall from time to time, causing a lot of damage and directly triggering the freezing effect for 2 seconds. However, Zhao Yuan's own blood volume has been maintained at 99% only by relying on the group burning of the sanctions windbreaker and the 1.5% blood sucking provided by Yun Ning's vampiric aura. With Zhao Yuan as the center, the blood bars of the ice crystal spiders within 800 meters dropped crazily. In less than 10 seconds, they were all burned to death by the black flame, and more ice crystal spiders filled the vacancy and surrounded Zhao Yuan. Zhang Wen. Zhao Yuan's Sanction Windbreaker is simply a magical skill for brushing dungeons. After upgrading to level 25 in the Balrog battle, the passive effect will have a range of 400 meters. The black flame burns 800 meters after active activation, and the efficiency of clearing monsters is more terrifying than that of mages. Zhang Wen naturally summoned his own bone buffalo to join the battle, and the SS level bone demon possessed a limited time. It can be possessed for 30 minutes, but the skill cooldown is 50 minutes, which means there is a gap of 20 minutes. After the SS level Bone Devil's possession level is increased, this gap should be reduced a lot. With the upgraded aura of returning magic, Zhang Wen and Shu Yushan unleashed their firepower crazily, and hundreds of deaths of ice crystal spiders became their respective experience points and proficiency. Duplicate creatures will not drop items, and all proceeds will be gathered in the dungeon gift box obtained after customs clearance. Qingyan Town. President Yuxia held a black and gold token in his hand, with the word, Conquest, engraved on the surface. Wang Hansheng has 30,000 guild members under his seat, and 80,000 units of Blue Arms Flame Archers are on the periphery. Go to the Huahu Guild. Let the word Huahu completely disappear in Qingyan Town today. Wang Hansheng roared and used the Conquest Order, which is a special prop to provoke guild wars. After using the Conquest Order, the opponent cannot refuse the guild battle, but can only choose to fight. The system will create a random terrain space, and relocate the two guild buildings to the random space. There is a core crystal in the guild building, and if one party smashes the crystal of the other party, it will be judged as the victory of the guild war. If the player dies in the guild battle, the player's level will drop by 1 level, and the player can be resurrected from the guild building after 3 seconds. The winning party in the guild battle will get all the guild funds, materials, experience of the losing party, as well as the reincarnation pool of the opponent's units. That is to say, some players will be killed many times in order to protect the guild crystal, and the level will drop many levels. The level drop will lead to the deduction of attribute points, and even fail to meet the wearing requirements of their own equipment. Players can also choose to give up resistance and let the guild crystal shatter instead of continuing to protect the crystal, so that they will only die once at most, and will not be forced to return to level 0. The guild wars provoked by the Conquest Order are protected by the system, and the players will not really die. And once the coordinates of the guild building are found out by the enemy can use the battle order without using it. Directly find the enemy's guild building and kill all the players inside. The death of the player at this time is the real death. Therefore, the coordinates of the guild are the real secret. If you can't find the coordinates of the enemy's guild, you can only use the precious battle order to launch the guild war. At this moment, the buildings of Huahu Guild and Yuxia Guild were teleported into the battle space. The hatred between the two sides has been accumulated for a long time. Once the Balrog dies, there will be no catastrophic events in a short time, and civil strife is imminent. The 30,000 players of the Huahu Guild, plus 80,000 blue-quality colorful tiger units, rushed out. The 30,000 players and 80,000 flame archers of the Yuxia Guild stood guard on the city wall. A big event. The casual players were doing some daily tasks to help Qingyan Town collect materials to repair the city wall. Suddenly, I saw the bulletin board in Qingyan Town showing that the Yuxia Guild had used a campaign order to provoke a war against the Huahu Guild. What a big event. In just a few hours, one of the two is doomed to be in desperation, and the other side that wins can get a lot of guild materials, reincarnate more guild arms, and become stronger than before. Quote, this battle order is an extremely rare item. Once used, the opponent can only force the guild battle, and can't even refuse the battle. No matter which side wins, the final winner will get a lot of supplies, and the number of troops in the guild may triple. The balance among the 5 major guilds is broken. How will the other 3 respond? We scattered people. As long as we can barely survive, the copper coins we earn throughout the day are only a few coins, and it takes dozens of minutes to kill a beast of the same level. As for the affairs of these big guilds, let's just watch the excitement. The number of monsters in the level 20 dungeon requires 25 players to fight for 7 days and 7 nights, so the number is terrifying. However, Zhao Yuan's Sanction Windbreaker can be called a magical monster spawning skill, with a full 800-meter burning and serious injury field. Within 800 meters, there are at least 1,000 ice crystal spiders piled up, but they will be scalded to death in just over 10 seconds. And Shu Yushan, relying on the high-strength armor of the mechanical tank, directly drove the tank to crush the monsters, rampaging, and fired the main cannon continuously. The densely packed ice crystal spiders slammed into the steel plate of the tank crazily, and the durability of 30W only dropped slowly. And Shu Yushan discovered that Yun Ning's blood recovery halo and blood volume halo can also take effect on tanks, but the blood-sucking attribute cannot, which seems to be possessed by living creatures. Zhang Wen also activated the SS level bone demon possession, covered by layers of white bone scales, transformed into a skeleton bone demon, with purple flames rising from its body, fighting wildly among monsters. Yun Ning, it seems that our skills have been formed, and elite creatures at level 20 pose no threat to us. It's just more or less time-consuming. Xu Yushan drove the mechanical tank on a rampage and said, the difficulty of this kind of ice crystal spider lies in its frozen state. It can freeze people alive to death, and they cannot resist. Coupled with the restrictions of the severe cold terrain, it is really easy for ordinary players to die here. That means we are riding a mechanical tank. Otherwise, let alone running on the smooth ice crystal ground, if the speed is a little faster, we will slip and fall, let alone fighting with fierce beasts. Zhao Yuan is still being frozen infinitely, and if he finally unfreezes, he will be hit by the icicles above his head. However, with the effect of the blood-sucking halo, Zhao Yuan still maintained 99% of his blood volume, and his own experience value increased wildly. After fighting fiercely for 3 hours, finally killed all the beasts in the ice cave, Zhao Yuan's semi-digital body trembled uncontrollably. For the next 2 hours, he rode in the tank, opened the sanctions windbreaker, and burned the ice crystal spiders within 800 meters outside. Zhao Yuan roughly estimated that there are at least 50,000 ice crystal spiders in this batch. Battle information. Kill the target, trigger the talent, billion times proficiency, the current acquisition multiplier is 17 times. Kill the target, get 6,352 experience points, get 4,522 experience points, get. Use skills to kill ferocious beasts, and get a total of 4W skill proficiency * 17 times. SSS level anti-armor increased by 1 level, SSS level sword drawing taunt increased by 1 level, SSS level lunatic increased by 3 levels, and SSS level sanction windbreaker increased by 5 levels. After killing the Balrog, Zhao Yuan's level has reached 50% of level 16, and now it has reached 96%. Continuing further down, he will soon be able to upgrade to level 17. This is entirely because of the effect of the sanction windbreaker, which gave Zhao Yuan an 800-meter burning field. And Yun Ning and Xu Yushan also successfully upgraded to level 16, gaining an increase in attribute points. All 4 of them were riding in the mechanical tank, which seemed a little crowded. Xu Yushan. The journey of this dungeon is extremely long, but we have mechanical tanks. The average player team may need to walk for 2 hours, but we can get there in a few tens of minutes. Yun Ning ate the snack spot in the system mall. This tank actually has a function of keeping warm inside. It is very cold outside, but the inside is at normal temperature. Are these ice crystal spiders the souls of the catastrophe that Qingyan Town suffered in the severe cold weather? Return into a monster, and finally become a copy. Zhao Yuan. The weather system in the Doomsday game is closer to reality. In severe cold weather, players will gradually be frozen. In hurricane weather, most long-range attacks will be deflected. In windy and sandy weather, the line of sight will be blocked, and a small amount of blood will be deducted at the same time. Under normal circumstances, the weather has little effect, but in large-scale battles such as guild wars and national wars, the impact is extremely far-reaching. Zhang Wen touched his chest and said, I went to the forum to check the strategies for level 20 dungeons. There are many teams in Qingyan Town who have conquered this dungeon, so the process is clear. There are 4 stages in total, and we haven't even passed the first stage. However, the level 30 copy of Qingyan Town is still in a state of no one clearing the level. The difficulty is too high. Only 30 people are allowed to enter. The lowest level is 30 creatures, and the monster level will increase as it goes on. Zhao Yuan opened the guild panel and found that the guild supplies increased by 30W, the guild experience increased by 5W, and the average level of the pterosaur cavalry reached level 7, and some reached level 8. This should be the battalion commander leading 2,750 units of pterosaur cavalry to destroy the level 10 dwarf village and get the corresponding reward. Subsequently, the guild supplies were reduced by 30W, and the number of pterosaur cavalry units was increased by 750. There are a total of 3,456 units of pterosaurs. Due to the addition of a lot of level 5 pterosaurs, the average level of the arms has dropped to level 6. In the battle to destroy the level 10 dwarven town, 44 pterosaurs died, but it was acceptable. If Yun Ning was present, all arms could be covered with 4 layers of halo, and it was shocking just thinking about it. And Zhao Yuan has a troop transfer tiger talisman in his hand, which can directly send all the pterosaurs to his side, and then send them back later. 4 hours have passed, and the fierce battle between Huahu Guild and Yuxia Guild is still going on. The balance of victory tilted toward the Yuxia Guild. After all, it was Wang Hansheng's active use of the expedition order. It's not simply because of the hatred between the two sides, but more importantly, guild warfare can plunder each other's resources and arms. Wang Hansheng is just an excuse to avenge his brother who died in the competition, but in fact it is to snatch the guild resources. How can someone who can sit on the top chair of the guild have such a simple mind? In order to avenge his brother, he takes huge risks to provoke a guild war, purely for profit. Yuxia's guild arm is the Flame Archer, which is one of the most powerful blue arms. With a salvo of arrows, you can kill hundreds of arms and players of the Huahu Association. The Huahu Guild was beaten until the city wall collapsed and the guild building was in ruins, leaving only half durability guild crystals and thousands of colorful tiger troops. The president of the Huahu Guild fought bloody battles, ignoring the pain of the arrow piercing through his body, and even many Huahu Guild players died more than 5 times, and their level dropped by 5. Wang Hansheng looked at all this indifferently. More than half of his players had also been resurrected. 40,000 flame archers died, and 40,000 remained. Wang Hansheng waved his hand, and another round of flaming arrows rained, covering the crystals of the Flower Tiger Guild. Regional announcement. The Yuxia Guild defeated the Huahu Guild in the guild battle, and obtained all the opponent's guild funds, guild experience, guild supplies, and arms reincarnation pool. Experience of the Flower Tiger Guild is 0, forced to disband. Wang Hansheng, the president of Yuxia, has no scars on his body. What he hates most is to fight with the soldiers. He prefers to be invincible in the rear. Vice President Yuxia said respectfully, Master President. Although 40,000 flame archers died in this battle, the level of 20,000 players dropped by 1 to 2 levels. But instead of losing, we made millions of guild supplies. And the most important thing is that a guild that has experienced a guild battle within 3 days can choose to refuse the battle when faced with an expedition order forcibly provoking a war. In the past 3 days, the other 3 guilds want to attack us, we can also forcibly refuse. Wang Hansheng smiled disdainfully, attack us. After the guild battle, with the resources I have obtained, I can blast out 120,000 flame archers, plus the current 40,000, that's 160,000. We are the strongest force now. If it weren't for me having only 1 expedition order, I would have to fight the Mountain Ghost Guild now. You don't understand the truth of snowballing. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.